One day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. Oh yes. Thanks again for joining me on yet another week of debauchery, where we make you take a second look at what you just watched. Yes. Oh, all right. Let's see, who do we have on the docket for today? Of course, we have Ethan Klein and his cool new tick. This guy has got like a cough like no other. It's like, you know the wrist thing that he does like that? The cough is starting to be like almost the same every other word. This guy, okay guys, we're here today. You know what I mean? Really bad shit. All that and more later on Lost Aux Media. Then we're going to be diving into this Hawk Tooie. You guys remember her? We've been talking about her a little bit lately, right? Miss Hawk Tooie might have to talk Tooie a judge soon, you know what I mean? Because she just dropped this meme coin, and that shit got rug pulled like a motherfucker, I'm telling you. A lot of people on Twitter, like, shouting from the rooftop that they want this bitch sent to jail. So, we're going to be talking about how she got there, and more a little bit later on. Then we're going to be jumping into Coffeezilla's response on the whole matter, right? You think there's going to be one of these influencer internet scandals and Coffeezilla's not going to hop on that shit? This motherfucker's like the Grim Reaper, okay? So, of course, Coffeezilla's going to sink his teeth into that shit, and we're going to dive right in as well. Then, Dave Portnoy is going to grace us with his chops on the BFFs podcast. This guy is singing Margaritaville. One of the reasons why we love good old Portnoy. Then, we're going to be jumping into the Protect Our Parks boys, you know, from the Joe Rogan Experience. These Protect Our Parks boys, last time we talked about them, they were getting horny as a motherfucker. Mark Norman was talking about getting his ass eaten on air. If you remember that episode, it was pretty goddamn wild stuff, and this one's no different, okay? Mark Norman's pretty much annoying Joe Rogan to the point of violence, guys. So, we're going to be jumping into all that a little later. Let's listen to a little bit more of these tunes, then we'll be jumping right back into it on Lost Aux Media.
Fire burn, a thirst and desire. You transform out of your flesh. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Gotta love that tune, man. That's a fun one, is it not, dude? That is such a fun one. So, while we're playing that one out, I want to get into a listener submission before we jump into these time codes. You guys familiar with Still Ill? You guys seen her in the chat? You know, a lot of good vibes coming from this Still Ill. You know, so she's actually submitted our second listener submission to the show, which we thank her for. Give it up for Still Ill. You know, in previous episode, we talked about Mathew McConaughey's appearance on Two Bears, One Cave, right? You guys remember that? Mathew's like practically giving these guys the keys on how to be cool, you know what I mean? Two assholes like Bert and Tom. We all know they need it. But one of the weirdest things I talked about in that podcast was Mathew McConaughey's world-famous tuna salad. I'm telling you, this tuna salad recipe was a rough. This one was a rough. And this is what we got from our good old friend Still Ill. Wait until you see the amount of ingredients in this goddamn tuna salad. It is legitimately going to blow your mind. Because you think, okay, if you didn't watch that episode where we talked about it, I'll fill you in. You think a tuna salad, you got tuna, mayonnaise, salt, pepper. You might do like some lime juice, some vinegar, whatever, something like that. Maybe some like white onions and celery. We're not going to get crazy on a tuna. It's a fucking tuna salad, okay? Mathew McConaughey takes this shit like to a whole new level. This is the most Hollywood tuna salad you have ever seen. Okay? This thing's got like 47 goddamn ingredients in it. And when you hear them, It's going to gross you the fuck out. But this internet influencer chef ended up making the recipe, and I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. Let's get into it.
I'm a tuna fish salad master maker. Every Sunday night, clean out the fridge, gonna make a badass tuna fish.
Look at that right there. Already, there are way too many colors in this goddamn tuna salad. There should not be this many colors. And if you look at this spoonful, like if you really look at it, this thing has got like almost more of the other ingredients than it's got tuna, right? So just seeing this shit off the rip, I'm not seeing any good signs here. I don't know about anybody listening. I'm not seeing any good signs.
It starts with the base. You get your good tuna. Next, you gotta watch how much lemon and vinegar you add, because if you add the mayo mixed with wasabi.
See? Okay. So if you remember, last time I talked about this, I told you guys how much of a fan I am of mayonnaise mixed with wasabi. You know what I mean? I am telling you, you put just enough wasabi in the mayonnaise to turn it green. It's a fucking revelation. It will change your whole outlook on mayonnaise. I'm doing almost verbatim of the last episode when I talked about that. So as I said before, we're not off to a bad start here. Like good tuna, mayonnaise mixed with wasabi, a little bit of lemon juice, some vinegars, salt, pepper, we're done. You know what I mean? Maybe some white onions and some celery if you're feeling crazy, if you want a little crunch, right? This shit's about to go south real quick.
And then all the rest of the stuff from the chopped red onions or the dill pickle, finely sliced the dill pickled gherkins, crispy jalapeno chips.
Crispy jalapeno chips. He's saying all this with so much goddamn confidence. That's what throws me off with this shit. He's saying this like everyone should be making tuna salad like this. I'm here to tell you, no one should be making tuna salad like this. There's so much shit going on right now. Like, this thing is little by little getting more and more fucked up as we go. And it's just going to get worse. This is like watching a horror movie. And you see someone about to go into the room, the killer's in there, and you're like, please, bitch, don't go in there. And this guy, every time he's fucking adding an ingredient, you're like, please, stop. It's like you're legitimately like begging this guy in your mind to just stop adding shit to this tuna salad.
Get a little crunch. I'll go with some apple for some sweetness, a touch of agave. I always have corn in there. And then at the end, I'll go.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Apples, agave syrup, corn. Like I'm not kidding, guys. We're like fucking 13 ingredients into this shit right now. Like, what are we actually doing? I have no idea. I just accidentally fucking changed out the reel, and we're gonna go back to it right now. I don't know why my computer's acting all nutty. You know what I'm saying? But so we're like 7 ingredients in this goddamn tuna salad, okay? Like, and I cannot for the life of me, I cannot take another goddamn ingredient. Please, Mathew, I'm fucking seriously begging you.
Gherkins, crispy jalapeno chips. Get a little crunch. I'll go with some apple for some sweetness, a touch of agave. I always have corn in there. And then at the end, I'll go some frozen green peas.
What the fuck?
Frozen green. When I was talking about this in the episode, I was grossed out. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is like eating food off of like a dirty bus station floor grossed out. This is like, why would anybody eat this grossed out? You know what I mean? Ingredients should not go together. Just because you like 2 foods doesn't mean they should mix, okay? So, and just because you like 14 foods doesn't mean they should all fucking mix together either. So, I'm getting like shell-shocked by this shit. I can't believe anybody's willing to eat this shit, and he says it with so much fucking it's like legitimately blowing my mind.
And then, as you know, as every redneck knows, is it better right then, or is it better covered after you put it in the fridge the next day? If all the tastes are right, you're sitting there now, I've hit the...
Look at this asshole. This shit. These internet influencer chefs or whatever, they gotta wear a smile like this. You know what I mean? Like, you see these guys, they're like cooking shit off to the side, they're like smiling into the camera, they're sauteing shit over here. They have no idea what the fuck is happening. They're not even looking at the food half the time. There's flames all over they're burning shit. There's fucking sauce flying all over the kitchen. They're smiling into the camera, you know what I mean? Chopping up shit, not worried about cutting off their fucking fingers. Like, so what a disservice they would be doing if they didn't smile like this when they made the food, right? You know, all those Karens with those shaved backhead bobs, you know what I mean? They're watching this shit. They don't want to see this guy frowning after he eats some nasty ass tuna salad like this. So of course, he's gonna smile. So let's give it up for Mr. Chef, and let's give it up for Still Ill for our second listener submission. I'd like to thank you for that personally. It was very nice. Very nice little video we got here. So what do we got going on next? We're gonna jump into this Haliey Hawk Tooie Welch, right? So she got caught up in this crypto scheme, right? She had dropped a meme coin. Bunch of people bought into it. A bunch of these fans of hers, probably people unknowing about crypto. And then what happens? Less than 20 minutes, the thing gets rug pulled like a motherfucker. Everybody loses everything. And now the people that are still holding are holding worthless coins with no liquidity left to cash out themselves. Allow me to explain. If you've watched the previous episode, one of the previous episodes of this show, I talked about Miss Welch having a podcast with Mr. Mark Cuban. In the podcast, he gave her like some genuine business advice. And I talked about how I felt like that advice was going to fall on deaf ears. And the reason I felt that way is because a lot of the people that are backing her are like revolved around Jake Paul and his gambling company, Better. Better is the company that actually produces this Hawk Tooie podcast, right? You always see that logo about right here in the screen, right? You see my fingers? Right there. There's always a little Better logo there, right? She's always doing Better ads on the show. Ads for all sorts of shit that she probably has no idea what the fuck she's talking about, crypto included. And I had mentioned that like she's starting to push this like cryptocurrency stuff and a lot of other shicey stuff on her social medias like Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. And I had mentioned that I'd felt like she's doing this all at the direction of her team. Because a girl like this, she doesn't know what the fuck a meme coin is, right? Like, let's be honest here. She has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. So her and her team, they get ready to launch this meme coin. A lot of unsuspecting people are sitting there thinking they're about to get rich real quick off of the Hawk Tooie, right? The coin goes from $600 million at the time of launch to $60 million in less than 20 minutes. I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but that's a lot of fucking quiche. So I have a feeling that Ms. Hawk Tooie is going to have to talk Tooie, a judge, pretty goddamn soon. I'll thank Twitter for that joke. So she ends up posting like a Twitter space afterwards. It's like where a bunch of people can go in there and talk or whatever, and everybody can listen. They can raise their hands to try to talk during the event, whatever. Elon Musk hosts them all the time. Sure, you guys are familiar with it. In this Twitter space, this bitch doesn't even do majority of the talking. She's got some fucking Doc Hollywood asshole doing all the talking. And I'm telling you, just from the sound of his voice, he sounds like one of those scammy crypto bros. Naturally, a lot of people like Coffeezilla are going to be in that chat chomping at the bit waiting to get their chance to speak. I'm listening to the whole goddamn, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, I fucking knew this shit would happen. And I talked about how I felt bad for her a little bit because, you know, I thought that this was all under the direction of her team. I'm doing a little bit of investigating and I might be able to prove that she might be a little less innocent than people might think she is. Like I said, allow me to do some more investigating. We'll talk about that maybe another episode. But right after that Twitter space, next morning she fucking deletes it. Because Coffeezilla made her look like a total asshole. Made the guy that was doing a lot of the talking for her look like a total asshole. So I'll even show you guys. I went to click on the Twitter space the next day to like, you know, do the prep for my show notes right here. Something went wrong. Try reloading. Okay, I'll try reloading. Something went wrong. Try reloading. She fucking deleted it. So what does that tell you right there? To me, kind of reeks of suspicion. You know what I mean? You host this Twitter space. You trying to be transparent about this whole thing, right? You go and delete it the next day. To me, that's a little bit suspicious. Luckily, the internet always wins. And people ended up fucking recording the whole thing and posting it on fucking YouTube. So I got the time codes for you. And as always, I'm not going to hold you. Let's jump into the first one. And I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as she talks, I'm not going to foreshadow this one. Listen to her talk right here.
Hey y'all, it's Haliey, and I just want to say thank you for joining my space, and I also want to thank you for my 15,000 holders. We got snipe botted today, but we didn't sell a single token. This is just a launch, and I want to tell you I'm here to stay. The plan is to give these coins to my real fans, the ones that buy my merch, watch my podcast, donate to my charity. And I also wanted to tell you that I learned a lot along the way, but I just want to say screw the sniper bots, and I'm not going anywhere.
Is it me, or does that sound a little bit like fucking AI? You know? Like, when I heard her in the beginning of this goddamn Twitter space, I was like, is this bitch using like chat? Is that ChatGPT? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? So right out the rip, you know, not off to a good start. You know, this seems very disingenuous. And like, even if it actually was her talking, right? Sounds like she's reading from a goddamn script. So, you know, right here, this is not looking good for the Hawk Tooie, okay? Now listen to the asshole that's about to speak for her.
Yo, Haliey, they try to fuck us. It's all good. It's all good. Let them know you're here to fucking... You're not here to get sniper botted all day. You're not here to get fucked. We're here to have some fun.
Listen to this. This asshole sounds fucking like he's high on dope. Like he's ready to pass the fuck out. He's, Haliey, tell him about how fucking awesome we are, man. He's like, whoa, dude, we got sniper botted. Like this guy sounds like he's high on like every pill. Not just one. He sounds like he's high on every pill. This is one of those crypto bros, right? That you got to steer clear of. This Doc Hollywood guy, I didn't do too much research on him, but I ended up finding out that he was Howie Mandel's fucking like son-in-law or something like. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm imagining that he probably made a lot of connections through whatever he was doing in Hollywood through this connection with Howie Mandel. And now he's carved out a good little niche for himself in the meme coin crypto space, okay? So, like anyone involved in the meme coin crypto space, like meme coins are not Bitcoin. You're talking about like fucking Logan Paul's dink doink. You know what I mean? Like these are coins that these guys make with like no intention of keeping the project alive. That you're just going to fuck people on. I'm not even a crypto dude and I know that much, okay? So you can hear right there from whatever Haliey just said, there's like a disconnect there. Whether it be an actual pre-recorded, voiceover, whatever that they put in there, or whether it be her actually talking from a script, obviously, there is a disconnect there. So people are probably pissed off like less than a minute into this goddamn thing. Like I said, this Doc Hollywood guy and some other dude named like Over There or something, or Over Here, like that's his is like Over Here. They're doing the majority of the talking. These guys sound like the scammiest scammers that you've ever fucking heard. Haliey doesn't say another word for 10 goddamn minutes. And when she finally comes in, she just comes in with some bullshit. Listen to this.
You know, like I think what we're trying to do here is target a little bit of a paradigm shift, right? So, you know, our project, we've been exploring the intersection of like Web 2 and Web 3 for some time, like kind of like iterated through a few different business models here and there. And ultimately, when we came across the Hawk Tooie team, you know, they were a little bit different. You know, like their backgrounds kind of span from like, you know, deep meme coin NFT guys to like, you know,
I hate these fucking British assholes. These guys are, in the cryptocurrency space, and we got this really awesome project. You know what I mean? And we wanted to talk to the Hawk Tooie team. They had a bunch of NFT guys and a bunch of dudes to work on the project. They sound so fucking off. And these scammy guys, you know what I mean? They get a Brit in there like that to make themselves sound official, allegedly. Like, this guy, probably, if you only hear this guy, if you've seen him, he probably looks like the most strung out fucking Brit you've ever fucking met. But us Americans, we hear a British accent, we're like, this guy sounds a little sophisticated, right? So who knows what the fuck this Over Here guy is even involved in with this project. He's supposed to be the one like actually managing the cryptocurrency and how it's being made or whatever. I don't know too much about this shit. But now Haliey's about to interject here, pretty much saying nothing.
Kind of like some really deep connections within the music and entertainment industry, and so like their positioning here was like, look, we haven't really seen a kind of NFT or meme coin project or anything kind of related to like a Web2 IP trying to transition into crypto that's ever kind of had any kind of semblance.
Over here, guys.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah,
I'm here.
Hey, Haliey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that.
So you hear her. He's talking about like when his team came into interactions with Hawk Tooie's team and like what they were planning on doing when they first started talking about this project. She sounds like she hasn't been listening at all this whole time. That her team goes, Haliey, you gotta say, it's been 10 minutes. You haven't said anything on the fucking thing. So she just go, okay, I'll just say like whatever. So she go, hey guys, I'm here. And he's like, okay, bitch. I was in the middle of a sentence, yeah? And she, I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm here to stay. And he's like, okay. Like, it's like, who gives a, what are you doing? Unless you got something of value to say, shut the fuck up and let these two scammers scam, okay? Listen to this bitch.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that, I kind of really,
y'all cannot get rid of me. Good day. Sorry about it.
That sounded like AI fucking little sound clips as well. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, y'all cannot get rid of me. Sorry about it. He wasn't even talking about, like, the project going away or anything. He's like, legitimately, he was talking about when his team met with Hawk Tooie's team. That's it. So it's like, again, with the disconnect, she sounds like she has no idea what's going on, because she probably doesn't. And she sounds like she really doesn't even fucking care. Like right now, I imagine during the time of this thing going on live, her team is probably in the background like, yeah, we'll let these guys talk it over. It'll get smoothed out. By the end of this thing, you're going to be smooth. Like, you know how many times we've gotten away with this? We've done this with Logan, like 7 fucking times. So, he's not gone to jail once. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he lost any followers. This guy has still got the same amount of subs. So, they're just like, just say fucking anything. Just let them hear your voice. That one of them's, hey, click a couple of those things on the computer. Let those chat GPT sound bites come on over. Right? Now, this goes on for 20 minutes. She doesn't say another thing. She says that one thing, 10 more minutes go by. She doesn't say anything again. Until Coffeezilla enters the chat. Now, like I said earlier, Coffeezilla might as well be the goddamn Grim Reaper. You do anything in the YouTube space, in the online space, even fucking gets a whiff of scam coming off of that shit, Coffeezilla is going to be up your ass faster than you can blink. And I'm telling you, this guy is fucking meticulous, okay? This guy, he figures it all out. I don't know how he does it. I feel like he legitimately works with the government or some shit like that, because he will find out transactions down to the fucking cent that happened whenever. Like, it doesn't matter. So he's all over this blockchain bullshit with this crypto. He starts pointing out transactions and all that shit. Let's check out his intro.
That all the tokens that appear in the tokenomics there, will follow his allocations, and that will all be transparent on chain. And so yeah, I don't think that there's like, is there any kind of questions from the community? Happy to answer any questions.
I have questions. I'm raising my hand.
What the fuck?
Now, remember I told you, Miss Hawk Tooie, very uneducated when it comes to the internet. You know what I mean? I think that this girl has been tweeting on a potato since like the time that she became famous. Like, she probably got her first iPhone the second she got a fucking manager. So she probably has no idea who half of these fucking people are. If they're not like popular on Facebook, she probably doesn't have a liking to them, right? So Coffeezilla, most of us who either are full-time creators or aspire to be full-time creators, if you know even a smidge about YouTube, You know who Coffeezilla is. You know that voice. Coffee goes in and, me, I got questions. I want to raise my hand. He sounds like the whitest dude you ever fucking met, right? He goes, I want to raise, I got questions. I'm going to raise my hand. I'm just, okay. Now, Haliey doesn't know who the fuck it is right here who's talking. Listen to how she says this.
Hey guys.
What Coffeezilla?
She goes, what Coffeezilla? What Coffeezilla? Like as if he's, I'm telling you, she doesn't realize she is in the fucking hands of the man who could just end it fucking all. Like so many people will see Coffeezilla's video, and I'm telling you, they will react to it. They will see his video and they will react to it. So she's already off to a bad start. Being in what Coffeezilla? She should be like, oh, Coffeezilla, is there anything I can get for you? Like, would you like me to make you a coffee or something like that? Would you like me to make you a quesadilla or something like that? You know, anything you need to be comfortable in this Twitter space, you just let us know, darling. We got you. Instead, she says, what Coffeezilla? She doesn't realize she's fucking messing with like lava right now.
I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey,
man.
this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Yo. When I was watching this, I think I was like eating cereal or something. I almost spit the whole shit out. I was like, dude, is this bitch fucking serious right now? Like, she is. You might as well be talking to a cop. Like, you cannot just be fucking answering this dude back like this. You need to kiss the boots, okay? And I'm not hearing that from Miss Welch right now. And Coffee's about to open up the whole goddamn thing.
Most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No. That's not true.
That is true. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a fact, and you can see it on chain.
Listen, Coffeezilla says it's a fact. It's a fucking fact, okay? This guy, Coffeezilla, he's been sued like more times than Easten fucking Klein, okay?
I'd be a pedophile for $20 million.
He's got like defamation lawsuits out the ass. You know why his channel's still around? Because he's always right, okay? This guy does his fucking research, okay? He's winning lawsuits left and right. Okay, so when he comes in there and he says that this shit is going on and you say that's not true, he says it's fact. It's fucking fact, okay?
Yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there. We could answer that.
You know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why we can answer it.
Okay, so there's tokens
Coffeezilla,
going directly from the main account.
Coffeezilla, just chill for a second.
And then it's getting sold for $50K. Who is that?
Listen to that. Coffeezilla right away. He's reading the blockchain, okay? I don't know how the blockchain works. You got to read the shit like Morse code or like Braille or something. It's like a bunch of bumps on a piece of paper. So Coffeezilla's in there with his eyes closed. He's fucking reading the blockchain like the Oracle from the Matrix, okay? So he's sitting there going, all the transactions are true. I can see them all right here on the blockchain. He's rubbing all the bumps, right? This guy's trying to say the shit's not true. Coffeezilla, once again, not someone to fuck with, okay? So this guy, he starts like really lacing into them, bringing them the facts. He goes, I saw on the blockchain the coins came from the creator account or were sold the day of launch. Now, to bring some context to that, normally the main investors, people like that are involved with the project and the launching of the coin, they have like a lock on their coins contractually to where like, because they're majority of the shareholders of the coin, they're supposed to be locked in for a certain amount of time after the launch so that they don't get rug pulled in 20 goddamn minutes like they did here. Okay? So he's already talking. He's like, why are the coins coming from y'all's creators' accounts, aka the creators of the coin, and getting sold day of launch, right? Now, he starts bringing these facts. These guys try to explain themselves. They make themselves sound like fucking scammers. Listen to these fucking dopes.
His project.
So she owns all of it.
Coffeezilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug?
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff?
Listen, bro. This guy is the bro. He's like, bro, you know how much it costs, man, to like hire fucking lawyers to like open up a fucking like a foundation in the Cayman Islands, dude. Like, this shit costs like so much fucking money, man. A foundation in the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands, the most like unregulated fucking place on this side of the world, dude. Yeah, it sounds like a scam. I hear anything Cayman Islands, right there, I'm out. You know what I mean? Crypto, something involved with the Cayman Islands. If someone's buying cryptocurrency at the Cayman Islands, I'm out, okay? They don't even have to be creating the coin. If they're trading crypto on the Cayman Islands, I'm out, okay? No Cayman Islands needs to be involved in any of this. So these guys are doing a plenty good job of making themselves sound like scammers without Coffeezilla's help.
Dollars on fees on a rug.
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself, right?
So y'all wanted to make the money on day one? I don't understand. I'm just asking.
We're here every single day.
Millions of dollars in fees from the rug.
Day 2, day 3. You know, this is how you run a project forever. Is you have to fund that. And first of all, over here can speak to the extensive amount of work and time and people.
Okay, we don't need to hear all this bullshit. As soon as we heard Cayman Islands again, I'm out, okay? So they end up muting Coffee later on in the middle of all this. We're coming close on some time, and we gotta watch Coffee's fucking response to all this, right? So we're gonna end this part of the segment before we jump into Coffee's response on Haliey's ending, right? Someone else starts getting in there, some other crypto bro, I guess a little more ethical of a crypto bro, gets in there, starts asking them questions about their salaries, how much they're making, what incentive do they have to go through with this project? Because if you're not making money, there's got to be something that you're making, right? They just got rug pulled to fuck. They don't even seem that upset about it. This guy starts asking questions. Listen to how Miss Welch ends up handling this.
Example. So there's like an incentive for someone who's like operating a business to basically like have a successful operation that's going. So I'm sort of curious, like not for the token price itself, but just in terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual like
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. I guess we're talking over here, and I don't know if, what the distribution is, but are you guys able to speak in terms of like?
It's been a rough day. It's all good. We'll come back tomorrow, Nick.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll come back tomorrow, Nick. Miss Welch wants to sleep. She spoke maybe a total of 3 minutes the entire fucking thing, okay? So how tired can she possibly be? I'll give it up for her team, though. Let's all give it up for Miss Welch and her Twitter space. As I said earlier, the internet always wins, so that Twitter space is going to get found whether you delete it or not. So that shit ended up going down, right? And of course, like I said, Mr. Zilla comes in with the quickness on a goddamn response. Let's listen to what he has to say about that.
Today we're breaking down the Hawk Tooie scam, exactly how it happened, and I'm going to confront the people behind it. Well, I did last night, and let me just say, it didn't go very well.
Be happy to answer any
I have questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand.
Look, Coffeezilla actually raised his fucking hand.
Hey, guys.
That's how much of a fucking nerd this guy is. He's a good nerd. We're cool, Coffee. Don't ask me how I paid for all this shit, okay? We're good, okay? But he's sitting there actually raising. He's like, I got questions. He's raising his fucking hand. Nobody's even there, okay? So, like I said, Coffee, he's going to break it all down for us, right? Watch him as he's talking to these guys. He's bugging out at home as well.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Coffeezilla handling it like a pro. Oop. I hit the wrong fuck. I meant to hit this one. Okay, so we got a little bit of H3 madness in here. For some reason, this fucking time code won't shut the fuck up. Be quiet, okay? So look at Coffeezilla's face right here. He's like, did this bitch just seriously tell me what the fuck I'm doing here? He's like, I'm about to tell you what I'm doing here, okay? I'm about to tell you.
Profiting from the
There's
rug
no
pull, I
rug
think it's
pull
relevant.
because we didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. That's defamation.
Doc,
You're saying
do the math. Do
it's
the math.
defamation. You're saying that we pulled a rug. There was
You
no rug
released
pull.
3%.
You're defaming our character.
Are you not gonna let me talk? You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm hearing bullshit, he said. This guy, I'm hearing bullshit. I'm hearing bullshit, man. So, like I said earlier, this guy sounds like a scammer. You know, we don't need to go through all that shit again. But what we do need to go through is Coffeezilla's very detailed explanation on this. This guy does it way better than I possibly could. Not as funny, though.
But I want to break down the Hawk Tooie scam. I think people are confused with this kind of stuff. I want to start with the big tweet that kind of set it all off. That would be this by Bubble Maps, which showed 96% of the supply was controlled by the team and was being sent out to a bunch of smaller wallets. The implication being that some of them might be dumping on you. Pretty quickly, the Hawk Tooie girl came in to copy and paste what her team told her to say.
Look at this. Before Coffee ends up scrolling away from this, I want to show you guys. This girl, so basically this bubble map shit that he talked about before, from what I gathered with it, it's like an account or like a company or whatever that like tracks a lot of like transactions that happen on blockchain for like when tokens get made, how they're distributed, how the launch days goes. I guess people like get like crypto news from there and stuff like that. So they end up posting this thing. They go, very nice. The Hawk Tooie coin didn't disappoint because 96% of all of the holdings are in one cluster held by the team. These guys even put a clown face on the post in the caption, right? They go, this is actually fucking insane. So people see that. They go, whoa, whoa, whoa. What's happening over there with Hawk Tooie? So as you see, Coffeezilla already said, he said a majority of the shareholders were in that cluster and they started selling off to smaller wallets, giving people the impression that they're about to get dumped on before this launch. So Haliey responds by copy and pasting something her team told her to copy and paste, and she basically pulls a fucking Donald Trump and actually leaves the words copy and pasting in the fucking caption. She actually leaves. It says copy and pasting : and then it has her goddamn response underneath there. So now this is what Coffee's talking about.
Quickly, the Hawk Tooie girl came in to copy and paste what her team told her to say, which said, team hasn't sold one token and not one key opinion leader was given one free token. We tried to stop snipers as best we could through high fees at the start of the launch. And so you see their awful tokenomics here. Along with this response, the team hasn't sold one token. And then they post, obviously, a screenshot of a lot of sells from insiders who did not have to pay. You can see on the bot side, there's nothing. And then
see, so right here, another suspicious move. So she copy and paste this shit. Immediately, someone on Twitter goes, oh, the team hasn't sold a token, huh? They fucking post a screenshot of the goddamn transaction. Every single insider wallet has no purchase on the transaction, but all sells. So right there, on paper, they caught her in a lie. So right here, Coffee is doing a great job of explaining this. And I'm telling you, it just keeps getting worse. He starts breaking this shit down like you've never fucking heard before. I learned so much about crypto from this goddamn Coffeezilla nerd. My head was fucking spinning. And your head's about to goddamn spin too. This is going to be very boring for a little bit. Trust me, we're going to get past it.
on the sold side, they're making a lot of money. So how did you get free tokens? Well, you were an insider, right? And I just want to show you exactly how the Hawk Tooie team is sort of lying by omission here when they say the team hasn't sold one token. And that's because they pre-sold the tokens, guys. They sold them to a bunch of investors with a pre-sale, and then those people were unlocked immediately upon launch. So you can see that with her tokenomics here. It says Haliey's locked for 12 months, but you can see the strategic allocation is fully unlocked immediately.
Now, we talked about this earlier. Remember I told you that usually the main investors and stuff like this are locked in the day of launch. Now, this is where Coffeezilla is pointing out this little loophole. She said that none of the key team members or whatever sold any coins on the day of launch, and she kind of wasn't lying. Coffeezilla goes to point out a loophole that they used so that she could get away with, quote unquote, and not lying. So basically, on the day of launch, yeah, they didn't sell any tokens because they sold them in a pre-sale before the day of launch. So yeah, they're not lying, but they still sold a shit ton of tokens. This is all a game of semantics here. So now, remember earlier I told you, usually the main people involved in this are supposed to have a lock on their holdings so that the price can like swing in like a fucking normal way. It's not just going to get rug pulled to shit. Yeah, it'll have some big dips and then come back up, but the majority of shareholders are pretty much regulating the price by keeping their shit locked in. This way people can't make huge swings like this. Yeah, so Haliey's coins were locked up, but all of the coins that they sold in the pre-sale were put into wallets that were unlocked on day one. So everyone who was able to have those unlocked wallets on day one, what do you think they did? Okay, so this is where Coffeezilla is getting at.
On token generation event. Now, I spoke to some people who bought into this pre-sale. They say they got in at $16.69 million total valuation, which means that if they sold out the whole 17%, you're looking at about $2.8 million raised by pre-selling these tokens.
So now Miss Hawk Tooie and her team made $2 million in the pre-sale. They kind of almost don't even gotta sell tokens at this point, right? They're sitting there fucking going through all this bullshit. Coffeezilla is picking this thing apart like you fucking can't even believe. They made that much money on the pre-sales, right? They start talking about these snipers, right? They drove up the price and then they sold the shit out of it. They sniped it. So now all the people holding the coin, they got fucked because of the snipers. Snipers plural, right? Coffeezilla's about to fucking throw it in our goddamn face. There was one sniper and he actually made less money than the Hawk Tooie team.
So it is essentially a lie to say her team didn't sell tokens. Well, they pre-sold them, and then those investors dumped on your fans. That's the problem. Because Bubble Map says we found 285 investors join the Hawk pre-sale. That's about what I saw as well. 89 wallets sold 100% on launch. 47 sold over 50%. Anyway, you can see in total, $3.3 million were sold. Again, as you'll see, on mostly Haliey Welch's fans, or Hawk Tooie girls fans, and I know what you're...
Now, that's some heavy shit, right? That pre-sale made that much goddamn money, and then you got this little Doc Hollywood guy in there going like, oh, no, like, we didn't make any money. We still have our holdings, right? Just pretty much trying to, like, fucking sell this whole shit to you guys on Twitter that this isn't a scam. Coffeezilla is blowing this thing wide the fuck open, and this is why Miss Welch deleted that space, because she knew once the Coffeezilla, so she got off that fucking thing, and her manager was like, wait, who was on the goddamn call? He goes, wait, Coffeezilla. He goes, delete the fucking space. He starts fucking going crazy, him and his team. He's like, delete everything. If Coffeezilla is fucking coming at us, delete the whole goddamn shit. We got a lot more shit to worry about than this, right? So now, he's about to explain it obviously better than I can, but most people out there will think to themselves, like, who's going to get caught up in something like this? Like, a lot of people would say, well, if these assholes were dumb enough to buy the coin, they kind of deserve to get their money taken from them, right? And you may be kind of right about that. At the same time, let's think about who Miss Hawk Tooie's fans are, right? It ain't me. I fucking hope it ain't you, okay? It's probably... very normal people who don't even fucking spend that much time on the internet. A lot of normal people who probably hear a word like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and they're like, whoa, I don't know. Nah, I'm not fucking with any of that shit. If it ain't cold hard cash or it ain't sitting in the bank, count me out, baby. These are probably the people that are, more likely into Hawk Tooie. A lot of your everyman type people, because she's supposed to be your everyman type girl. But now they start hearing from her, a new influencer that they trust because of how authentic she is, quote unquote. And they hear her starting to promote these goddamn coins. And she's like, we're going to start a community. Everybody's about to get goddamn Hawk Tooie rich, goddamn it. Like, it's about to be meme city in this motherfucker. So now everybody's getting excited about this. They go, I trust her. She seems authentic. She doesn't seem like the other Hollywood types. They buy into the coin. Now, I'm willing to bet not a lot of these people got too much money. Now, Hawk Tooie, Coffeezilla is about to dive into that. Pretty much explain to you exactly what the whole situation is and like why these normies would buy into it, kind of like I just did.
These are people that are outside of crypto that we're going to be onboarding, and they don't give a shit. They don't even know what a market cap is. They just go, oh, cool, free coin. Now I get to join the community. Cool, done.
Not only did they say it, they sold it in a pitch deck. You can see the Hawk deck here. Massive onboarding event. Hawk will onboard normies. So that's
normies. They even called them normies in the goddamn pitch deck. Like, these guys, like I said, did a very good job of making themselves sound like scam. I don't even think Coffeezilla needed to make this video. You hear this Doc Hollywood guy go in there go, these people, they don't even know what Bitcoin is. They don't even know what a fucking market cap is. That's our target audience, you know? Fucking moron. Because this is the people that we're going to steal this money from. We don't need people like that actually know about fucking Bitcoin. They wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. We need normal people to join in on this. So when we steal their money, they kind of don't have the resources to do anything about it. Huh? Kind of fucking wild, if you ask me.
That's why I just don't buy this thought of, oh, well, you know, if you bought this, you deserve to get scammed. Okay, fine. But a lot of the people who bought it had never bought crypto before. They were targeting those people. They said as much in our call. Now, the other part of this scam that I really need to break down because people don't understand it exactly is the fee scam, okay? When this launched, they had 15% fees on trading. They said that this was to stop snipers. But basically what this means, and because the team now blames snipers for a lot of this rug pull, but what it means is they benefited the entire way. You can see in 24 hours, they made almost $2 million from this fee. Meanwhile, on Deck Screener, you can see the sniper, which is the number one trader on this coin. They made about $1.3 million in their total profits and loss. So they actually made less in total profits, this sniper that ruined the project, than the team made on fees.
That is actually insane. Like, so to sit there and say, like, we're not scamming anybody, we're not even coming out on top in this whole thing. The number one sniper made less money than you did in fees. That's very, very suspicious if you ask me. And like I said, when I do some research, I'll talk about it a little later, but I'm starting to think that this Hawk Tooie chick not as authentic and innocent as people may think, okay? So now let's close out this segment with the ending of Coffeezilla's video. He's in the middle of doing like this like conclusion, like this like debrief, if you will, at the end of the video, talking about, you know, his closing arguments, you know? And while he's doing it, he ends up getting a fucking message from Hawk Tooie's lawyers. Listen to this shit right here.
And that's basically it. I think Haliey Welch or Hawk Tooie girl, to whatever extent she was involved, is still unclear, or was unclear until her transactional entertainment lawyer contacted me. I'm just editing this live, guys. He contacted me and said he wants to have a offline combo. I said I can't do that. This is a live story. If she wants to comment on the story or shed light on how much she's been paid, kindly respond. I'll put up all these screenshots. They say she was paid in advance from a company to handle the token marketing dev launch of $125,000. That's the only money she's seen to date. If you have any specific questions, happy to answer. I said, what company was she paid by? What's the agreement? Did she see a cut of the pre-sale or fees from the liquidity pool? The best thing for my story is to get a copy of the agreement, of course. Christian replies, she was supposed to get 50% of net proceeds after payments of costs to third parties. Is that the...
God damn. So she's supposed to make 50% of the net fucking amount that they profited on that, on top of making almost $150,000 in a fixed rate by a company to manage all of this shit, right? So let's give it up for good old Coffee for exposing this goddamn scandal, you know? Not the funniest segment, but very useful information. If you think you have this Hawk Tooie girl figured out, trust me, you don't, all right? So the next segment we're going to get into is the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. Yes. Of course, you know, if you're an avid listener of the show, this is a segment that we like to call the Week segment. What's Eating Ethan Klein? And in this segment, we pretty much just go about pointing out some of the hypocrisies and some of the wild and childish behavior that we see from our favorite Jew, Ethan Klein. And if you remember earlier, I had mentioned that Ethan Klein might have a new tick. You know, he's got his Tourette's, which we all know and love about him, you know. And now I think that Tourette's has evolved. You know, it used to be the wrist thing, right? He used to kind of do that a little. I used to do that when I would wear my watch. I actually stopped wearing my watch while recording because it would always start sliding down my arm. And I would go like this to get it to slide back down. It would look like I was doing the same thing as Ethan. I don't have Tourette's, so I can't be appropriating culture, you know? So I try to steer clear of the watch now. Okay, we don't like, and plus it glares a lot. I already got a lot of glare from my glasses. You see my key light right here. We don't need the watch adding to that. So Ethan's got this cool new tick. Every other word he's coughing. You know what I mean? This guy goes to start talking about something cool, and you know, Zach, hey Lena, you got that Starbucks ready yet? You know what I mean? So coughing every other goddamn word to the point to where the fans are fucking sick of it. Okay, like they just had enough. They end up going on the subreddit and posting a video compilation of just Ethan's coughs. Like, so I'm going to show you that right now before we jump into the time codes on the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. This is a very good one. You're going to get a big kick out of this, dude. Non-stop coughing the entire time. If only can I get the attachment up? Can I get it open, okay? I'm floundering here. What are we doing? Okay, listen to these coughs. It's a big tick.
It's Monday.
It's all right.
I'm very excited.
I'm already taking my pants off.
About him.
What the fuck?
Look at Olivia's fucking face. She's like, God damn, motherfucker. I can't believe I wanted to fuck your brother, bro. You look fucking pathetic right now. She's looking at Ethan like, what the fuck is this? This guy can't stop coughing his ass off. You know what the craziest part about this is? He was coughing so much, the fans started bitching about it, right? Like I said. So he goes to Dan. He goes, Dan, the fans are starting to write in the chat. They're starting to write about my coughing. Yeah. So can you do me a favor? Can you go online and can you order me a cough button to like stop coughing into the mic? Dan's like, yeah, dude, please. He goes, I've been waiting for you to say something about this because your fucking cough is killing me, bro. So Dan goes and orders it. Like, I'm talking the next episode. They got this cough button ready and installed, ready to go, okay? It's almost like, okay? And now you can hear me. I got a little cough button type thing here too, okay? This guy doesn't use the cough button for the fucking life of him. If you watch this clip, the cough button is in the fucking clip. Look at this. Right here. You see that? Oh wait, no, that's his cell phone, god damn it. Some of the clips in here don't have the cough button. He's got the cough button now, trust me, okay? He's got it, he's not using it. You're gonna see some of it in here.
About him.
Game. Like 10 ounce. Say thank you.
Thank you, AB. Yeah.
That is. I got all of them right now.
But I hear.
Proof to you that
I mean,
we're
I'm the
legit.
money man.
Ethan fucking coughing his goddamn ass.
I'd be a pedophile for 20 million.
Give it up for Ethan Klein, man. That cough, that new tick is something else. I actually lied. He doesn't have the cough button just yet. Actually, they made this video because he doesn't have the cough button, and the video made him get the cough button. Like, it was, I'm telling you, it was that goddamn bad. So let's jump into these time codes, Mr. Good old Ethan Klein. And I'll let him talk about his cough button for himself. You know, he gets very excited about this cough button here.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's hear it from good old Ethan, and you don't need me anymore.
Yes, people. Oh, very exciting. I know there was lots of complaining about the coughing, and frankly, I don't blame you. I'm trying my best here. My cough is getting better, and I'm getting better at the button. Watch.
What the fuck? Let's watch that again. Look at the face he makes. He goes, ah! This fucking, ah!
Better, and I'm getting better at the button. Watch.
Look at this asshole. With his mouth wide open, he looks fucking crazy right now. Look at this guy. He kind of looks like an old washed up sailor. But now look, let's zoom out a little bit. You notice anything weird about Ethan right now? You notice, beside the cough button and the weird face, you know what I mean, that he's making, his little cough face right there. I know he's a little uglier than normal. He hasn't shaved in like 18 months. You know what I mean? Hair's probably looking all crazy, so that's the reason why he's wearing the Teddy Fresh hat. Not any of that. Do you notice anything else weird about Ethan? Anything at all? You see this right here? Look at this asshole's fucking zipper. What the fuck? This is like the newest drop from Teddy Fresh. This is like the newest goddamn drop from Teddy Fresh. Haliey Klein, fashion extraordinaire. This is what she's bringing us with this goddamn Teddy. This sweatshirt is probably like $150, you know? All because of this fucking zipper. This thing looks like it's made out of fucking construction paper, but they slapped this giant ass zipper on the bitch. And they're probably gonna charge $150 for this goddamn thing. Ethan's wearing it like a badge of honor. I would not wear that shit if you fucking paid me. He looks like a goddamn clown.
People don't understand that's the callback. People are like, Ethan's coughing in the air. Gross. Yes, but it's a callback.
Someone made on the subreddit a 3-minute compilation of just coughs throughout the whole episode.
I saw. I couldn't watch it. I felt too bad. I feel bad.
He feels bad, he says it. We just got done watching that coughing compilation, right? It's kind of crazy the amount of times this guy's fucking coughing. Remember I showed you that zipper, right? This guy's real proud of that goddamn zipper. Like I said, it's the newest drop from Teddy Fresh. So he's about to try to show off the zipper, right? The crew doesn't let him have this moment. This is actually kind of funny. You know, they start taking jabs at Ethan. And he don't like it. You hear him you hear his voice when he starts to push back on it. He sounds like a child getting frustrated. Listen to this.
You were known as that.
I was known as Big Zip.
Big Zip?
They called me Big Zip for a minute.
Cheers, my dude.
Yeah, take a look. Oh, stop it, you guys. This girl has a bag of chips on her head.
Show my screen.
You know I'm so crazy. Get it off the
This is the old meme from the show, right? This ain't the funniest goddamn meme in the world, but Ethan getting pissed about it. Look at him. He goes, get it off the screen. You can see him in the bottom right corner. He's like, get it off the screen. He starts getting upset because he wants to show off this comically large zipper that fucking Teddy Fresh is trying to sell to the common people.
Chips on her head.
Show my screen.
You know I'm so crazy. Get it off the screen. Get it off the screen.
He's like a child right now. He's like, please, get it off the screen. You know how, like, when a kid starts getting frustrated, they're like, no, I said no. They start getting, like, real fucking wound up. He's, like, getting like that right now. He's like, get it off the screen. He's, like, waving his hand and shit. Dan's playing a joke on him, basically, because of this comically large zipper. This is, like, a meme that they had done, like, a little while back. Just talking about how retarded this bitch is. The caption of it is, she's so crazy, I love her. And it's just a girl posing with a fucking peace sign and a huge bag of chips on her goddamn head. You know what I mean? In the middle of a supermarket. Oh, she's wild, man. She take pictures with the chips on her goddamn head. Because she looks fucking stupid. That's the point of this meme, right? They're putting it in front of Ethan right now because he's wearing this big-ass zipper and he looks stupid.
This girl has a bag of chips on her head.
Show my screen.
You know I'm so crazy. Get it off the screen. Get it off the screen.
Okay, it's gone.
No, it's not. Get it off the screen, dude.
Look, he's really getting his. He's like, get it off the screen, dude. He sounds like he's about to fucking cry. Get it off the screen. I say that every single time I see Ethan's fucking face. I'm like, get it off the screen, man. So, look, you remember I told you about how, like, this Hawk Tooie girl, she had that like meme coin launch. It ended up going live during their live taping of this episode of H3, right? They end up talking about it on the show. And I wanted to show you the time code because I wanted to show you just like how fucking stupid these little promotions of this Bitcoin and shit like that she was doing. And how kind of, I mean, yeah, these people are dumb for falling into this. I'll just admit it now.
Here's a little update.
Oh, shit. It launches in less than 20 minutes, guys. Please get excited, guys. Drop your Solana wallet. She's celebrating.
Drop your Solana wallets in the chat.
Today's launch day. Woot woot. Hi, TMZ. Say hello to my community. Hi. How are you doing? Today.
Look, they always like to use that word when talking about cryptocurrency. They go, community. It's not just her. It's anytime they launch one of these fucking coins. They go, be a part of an awesome community, man. We're all going to build this coin together. We're going to send it to the fucking moon, man. We're all going to be rich and part of this community, man. None of them even fucking talk to each other. You know what I mean? That's the biggest crock of shit when people go, yeah, you want to be part of this community, man? Like, you ever hear me talking about trying to sell you to fucking community? You guys want to be a part of a community, man? I do love you guys, though. Don't get me wrong.
Today's launch day.
Just in front of a FedEx? Like, what's
Hi,
going
TMZ.
on?
Say hello.
Shout out FedEx. Who are these people? Is this like...
It's TMZ.
Wait, it's paparazzi?
Yeah.
Waiting for Hawk Tooie girl?
Paparazzi following Hawk Tooie. Kind of can't beat that. That's right before the big event, you know, right before the rug pull, which seems pretty happy right there, right? I don't think she's posted since. I really don't. I've been looking this whole time. Every post of hers that you see online, that might be like from 4 days ago, 5 days ago, a week ago, everybody's going in there fucking massacring her, dude. They're all talking about this scam. All talking about how they want her to go to jail. And that stupid little Hawk Tooie got to talk to a judge type of... they're wearing that joke the fuck out. It's the only reason I even said it. It's because it's like practically a joke within itself to even say that played out shit. You know what I mean? So now, we'll move on to the next time code. This one I thought was very interesting. You know how I always talk about like this hypocrisy 3 type situation? You know, Ethan is very hypocritical when it comes to like other people doing shit that he does all the time. You know, someone makes a goddamn rape joke. He's like, oh man, this guy's like the worst guy ever. Next episode, he's like, yo man, isn't it crazy how this like Boston bomber girl got fucking raped, man? Like, and he it's cool, you know, rules for thee, but not H3. Right? So I wanted to bring up this time code because Ethan starts talking about this Mr. Beast interview that happened with Theo Von, right? Mr. Beast has been doing his rounds on the podcast because he's got a new show coming out, the Beast Games or whatever, right? A lot of controversy behind that Beast Games. People on that competed in it saying that they're horrible conditions on set, people not getting medication on time. So Ethan and his crew, they kind of been following those stories a little bit. So they hear about Mr. Beast's appearance on Theo Von. They get real excited about that. Now, the thing about Mr. Beast is he's like boring as fuck, right? So when he ends up on these podcasts, people think it's going to be like a Mr. Beast video. It's not. They're going to get like a guy who's basically like a YouTube robot who knows to talk about nothing but YouTube. Like if you seen one Mr. Beast interview, you've seen them all. He talks about the same shit every time. So people in the comments are naturally fucking trashing the Beast, right? So when Ethan sees all these comments, he goes, wait a minute, a lot of these comments are awfully positive despite the video having like a 50-50 dislike to like ratio. That seems a little suspicious. Maybe they cleaned some of the comments up. And this is where he starts making some pretty hypocritical statements.
Most humans.
I tied up an FBI agent.
Oh, it looks like they cleaned up the comments a bit because it has 50% downvote, and all the comments are somewhat favorable. Here's a screenshot somebody took before the. I could be wrong, you know. People accuse me of erasing comments all the time when I don't, so it's like YouTube constantly rotating comments. So it might not be them erasing comments, but these are the ones that were there. I'm just gonna open this.
Listen to Ethan sitting there talking about how he doesn't delete comments, right? Found that very suspicious because I just remember a couple months ago, I went to go on like one of their Instagram posts with limited comments. You trying to tell me a guy like this who's banning people in the chat for telling him to move on to the next subject because of the stuff that he's talking about now they don't want to hear. You telling me that guy, that same guy, he doesn't go in the comments and fucking delete some shit, you know what I mean? So, like, hearing this, I was like, that doesn't sound about right. This guy sounds like the first person who would delete a goddamn comment. So to hear him say that statement, I thought was very hypocritical, right? But then he goes on to say something else that kind of proves my point and contradicts his original statement about deleting comments.
Or, Theovon, you better not be deleting comments, damn it, controlling for Mr. Beast. I don't know. Honestly, if I have a guest on that I invite and that I like and, like, the comments are mean, like, I have no problem deleting mean comments. Like, I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Mr. Ethan Klein. I was not expecting that from someone like you, okay? It breaks my fucking heart to hear this because just 2 minutes ago, you talked about how you would never delete a fucking comment. Now we're talking about how it's cool to delete comments if they're talking shit about the guest, right? So now where does it end? If you can delete a comment because they're talking shit about the guest, it's like, well, why can't I also delete this comment that's talking shit about me, you know? Why not? Why can't I delete the comment? I should be able to, okay? So this is very, very off-putting to hear from Mr. Klein, who just got done saying that he would never delete a comment.
Comments, damn it, controlling for Mr. Beast. I don't know. Honestly, if I have a guest on that I invite and that I like and, like, the comments are mean, like, I have no problem deleting mean comments. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not. It's like, you have no fucking, you have no right to dominate, especially if it's being brigaded by, like, just really angry haters. Like, go write that somewhere else. You have no right to leave mean comments about my guests. You know what I mean? Like, you want to foster a good, healthy relationship for your people. I mean, if it's just like, oh, fuck this guy, I don't like him. Something happened in the episode they're talking about. That's different, right?
Now, see how Ethan's, like, rambling on like this? People do that when they know they start to fuck up. Like, when they know, like, what they said is not jiving with the people around them, they start to continue to try to justify their points, right? They start filibustering like fucking crazy in the hopes that whoever they're talking to will turn their opinion in favor of what you're talking about. They will do this. I do it all the fucking time. I'm doing it to you right now, okay? So this is something Ethan's doing right now. He's sitting there talking about, he goes, oh, well, it's cool to delete the comments, you know? It's not that big of a deal to delete the comments. They're talking about, like, the guests and stuff like that. He looks around, he sees that the crew, they're all sitting there probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, well, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, they're not just going to be able to talk to my guests like that. Like, you know, it's just not cool. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, of course you can delete the comments, right? And then the crew has some choice words to say about that. Listen to this.
Healthy relationship for your people. I mean, if it's just like, oh, fuck this guy, I don't like him. Something happened in the episode they're talking about. That's different, right? That's my theory on it. I just don't give a fuck. I honestly just don't give a fuck about erasing comments. People go, it's free speech. No, it's not. It's my channel, dumbass. This is my channel. I own this channel.
I'd be a pedophile for 20 million.
What the fuck kind of shit is that? I love that soundbite, by the way. It's a good.
I'd be a pedophile for 20 million.
That is like the greatest Ethan Klein soundbite I could have possibly came up with, you know? Out of context humor sometimes is the best kind. So Ethan's sitting there going, this is my goddamn channel. He goes, I'll delete whatever the fuck I want. Like I said, 30 seconds ago, this guy is like, oh, come on, you can't. Everyone talks about how, like, I delete comments. They're always talking shit about me for deleting comments. I never delete comments. Right now, compared to that last statement, you practically sound like fucking Hitler. So what the fuck is happening here?
On it. I just don't give a fuck. I honestly just don't give a fuck about erasing comments. People go, it's free speech. No, it's not. It's my channel, dumbass. This is my channel. I own this channel.
You went from, like, denying deleting comments like 2 minutes ago to fuck y'all, delete whatever comments I want.
No, I think both are correct. I don't go and erase comments. I barely even read the comments these days because it's.
We don't
look at this fucking asshole. I don't even delete the comments. I don't even read the comments. So how would you know people are talking shit about the guests then? And you're so willing to go in there and delete shit, right? Very hypocrisy 3 type shit, you know what I mean? And this is the kind of stuff that we love from good old senior Ethan Klein. Now, If you thought that hypocrisy was good, wait until you see this one. So, obviously, we all know Ethan Klein has been talking a lot about anti-Semitism online, right? He's like, man, the world is so anti-Semitic. Hassan Piker is so anti-Semitic, man. The CEO of Twitch, that guy is an anti-Semite, man. Anybody that like disagrees with something, like somebody goes free Palestine, he goes anti-Semitic. Somebody goes, man, dude, this fucking guy was being an asshole to me. Ethan's like, well, was he a Jew? They're like, actually, I think he was anti-Semitic. You know, nobody, like, what are you talking? He will find any excuse to throw out anti-Semitism in that goddamn world. So you figure he would not want to surround himself with public figures who have been deemed anti-Semitic by the far left. A lot of use out of that soundbite today. So you think that, right? They start talking about their Spotify wrap-ups, right? Spotify just did this thing where they go, hey, man, would you like to share with your friends your Spotify Wrapped? We'll, like, wrap up all the stuff that you listen to the most. We'll make, like, a chart of it saying, like, this is what you listen to the most compared to, like, down here, which is what you listen to the least. We'll give you, like, a top 5, right? And you can share that with your friends so they can be like, oh, man, you listen to that guy? I listen to that guy, too. So now they're all sitting there looking at each other's Spotify Wrapped, right? And you start to see the artists that are on Ethan's Spotify Wrapped. Kind of makes you wonder a little bit, right?
Boom. Yeah, that's a lot.
Mac Miller.
Metro Boom, is that what you said? Metro Boom, okay.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Metro Boomer.
Metro Boomer. Mac Miller. Kanye West. 21 Savage.
What the fuck?
Kanye West, right? Now, here's the greatest part about this, right? You're about to watch like some funny shit here. Ethan's reading off this Spotify Wrapped, right? He doesn't even know it's his. He has no idea it's his. So he's reading this off. He goes, oh, Kanye West. That's an interesting one. Kanye West. I wouldn't expect Kanye West to be. He's like, one of you guys listening to Kanye West? You guys aren't allowed to listen to Kanye West. That guy is an anti-Semite. Okay. So like he's starting to read this goddamn Spotify Wrapped. He's like, these artists are looking awfully weird, but they're also looking awfully familiar.
Mac Miller, Kanye West, 21 Savage. Huh.
Is that Kanye?
I mean, I'm not sure. It looks something close to what mine would be.
What the fuck?
What did you just say? Dude, this is so funny. So he goes, it looks like something like that would be like mine. You know what I mean? Is this one mine? Like,
what?
Is that not yours?
This is mine?
This is mine? He goes, this is my goddamn playlist right now? I can't fucking believe it. So this guy, he's been talking about all this anti-Semitism shit. He's in the car blasting Kanye West. This shit's like, boom, boom, yo, we fucking hate the goddamn Jews. I love Hitler. Kanye West with the Yeezy vibe. Like, you know what I mean? So this is what Ethan's blasting in the goddamn car. Meanwhile, he's at work, you know, his job, the H3 show, and he's talking mad shit on this anti-Semitism stuff. You listening to the guy who hates the Jews the most right now, okay? Kanye's not jiving with it. He fired his whole goddamn team off of that shit. He ended his contract with Adidas, okay? He hates the goddamn Jews, okay? Everyone, you remember the Balenciaga shit? The bank's not letting them fucking use the money anymore. Nobody wants to fuck with this guy as far as Jews is concerned. So, to see Kanye on your playlist like this breaks my little heart, Ethan.
Is that not yours?
This is.
And he's coughing. He's like,
Is that not yours?
This is mine?
How do you not know your own? I don't know, man.
I didn't know that I was guessing on my own. Kanye West? That's embarrassing.
Kanye West, that's pretty embarrassing.
I'd be a pedophile for 20 million.
I love that. Give it up for good old Ethan Klein. showing us just how debased he actually is from his own moral standpoints. You know what I mean? I thought that was very, very funny. Now, this one was really good too. Ethan, he's getting caught up in this meeting talk, right? These guys, they start going, man, I wish we had like more meetings and shit, man. This is like not cool. Like, we would get so much more done if we had like meetings. Cause you know how like sloppy the show is at times? Like you get a thumbnail, it's supposed to be about this. It's not, it's about that. It's supposed to be, yo, we got this scandal of Mr. Beast. Yo, Brianna Chickenfry broke up with Zach Bryan. And then Ethan gets on there for like 2 hours again going, hey, man, it's so crazy. Hassan Piker talking about anti-Semitism again. And it's very shitty stuff. As a matter of fact, this episode was, again, a clickbait type situation. It was Olivia is taking a break, right? You start thinking, like, I saw that. I clicked on the episode right away. I was like, here we go. Another crew member is going to leave the show. Sam, Cam, Ian looks like he's on his goddamn way out. Wouldn't surprise me if Lena and AB end up getting out of there sometime soon, even though, I don't know, maybe it would surprise me because AB is, Stockholm Syndrome cuck. But when I see Olivia's taking a break, I'm like, this is how it starts. This is how it starts. They go on a break. They get a taste of how good it is without the show. They go, man, I could work somewhere else and just get rid of all this fucking stress I'm feeling. Turns out Olivia was just on vacation, goddamn. So, all clickbaity type shit. Couple more meetings, might do some good for the show. Might actually get these guys, like, on track to a certain degree. Turns out, you guessed it, Ethan's the only one that doesn't like him.
So, hold on.
I haven't read it yet, though.
I just got out of a job that had way too many pointless meetings. Does H3 crew ever have meetings? I'll say this. I come from 5 years in a corporate world where the pointless meetings was just, you would go to a meeting and there's nothing more I hated than sitting in these dumb fucking meetings that truly served no purpose. No fucking purpose. And people would just talk and yap and try to like make a point and try to like talk about work, and the boss was there, so they're trying to impress the boss. And truly, when you walked out of that,
you hear how many times this motherfucker's coughed? It's every other fucking word, bro. Did we not get done just now talking about, like, in the beginning of this segment, the first time code was him talking about, yo, guys, I got the cough button. You remember that? He goes, yeah, like, so what the fuck are we doing? Why aren't you using the cough button? He's sitting there slouched out like a goddamn dope, talking about these meetings, coughing every other syllable, not even every other word, dude. It's like every other syllable, this guy. He can't even get a full word out without a cough.
That room, nothing was accomplished. I philosophically am deeply opposed to those. So we do have meetings, but we keep them pretty straight to the point. I don't fluff around with those, and none of us do, right? I mean, we have meetings when it's necessary, and we don't. Right, Dan?
Ooh, look, right, Dan? He, again, noticing that the crew's not saying anything back, Ethan goes, right, guys? Like, you guys agree with me, right?
Yeah, our meetings are fun.
Yeah.
I'm team we should have more meetings.
Exactly. That's what I'm
think all of
saying.
us are. I think so, too.
Everyone here but you, Ethan, wishes we had more meetings.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Look at Ethan's
Like what?
stupid
I mean,
fucking face. Look at, watch. Let's go back a little bit. Look at his face right here, dude. We got to zoom in on that. He goes, no, you don't. You guys don't like meetings. What, you fucking crazy? You don't like meetings. You're lying to me to try to make me look stupid right now.
Don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Like what? I mean, we meet once a week and we go over stuff Tuesdays.
We try and meet once a week. Most of our meetings happen on air.
Yeah.
Ooh, most of the meetings happening on air, huh? Not a good sign. See, you shouldn't be hashing out shit like that live on air in front of your fans, because this is when you start making like awkward situations. Arguments start happening. Maybe people start speaking a couple truths that you didn't want your audience to hear. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff that happens when you start having meetings on air. So now, they keep having this meeting talk, right? Ethan starts having like a little, almost like, it's not really an argument with Ian, But he starts like trying to be like basically ostracizing Ian. He goes, everyone else, I always answer all their goddamn texts. He goes, everyone but Ian. Who has I not answered a text for, for these meetings that we're having? And Ian's like, whoa, how are you going to single me out like that, goddammit? So this is the kind of stuff that happens, like I said, when you have meetings on air.
Name a time, not you, Ian, when you texted me on WhatsApp and I didn't respond.
Wait. Okay. That's a little rigged there, actually.
Hold on, what did I say?
I'd sent Ethan probably 9 messages in a row. You're the one bringing this up. Yeah,
Look, see, I just used the cough button. Okay, you didn't hear that. I'm happy you didn't. So now, right off the rip, Ian's like, whoa, what? Why are you saying everyone but me? Because he knows that he's fucking iced Ethan like a bunch of times, like very recently. So he goes, without using Ian as an example, how many times have I not answered text message for you guys? Everybody else probably never has to text him. Ian, the reason you don't hear much from Ian is because Ian's always in the back, like, editing some shit. Like, while everyone else is just talking and, like, doing bullshit, they work before the show and then they work after the show, Ian's back there, like, fucking cutting together segments and shit. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes they legitimately are waiting for him to finish an edit to go through with the segment. So, like, Ian's back there actually doing goddamn work. Okay? So, yeah, there's going to be times where he probably has to talk to Ethan a lot more than the other guys. So now this is where we get this little conversation. Ethan doing a good job of making himself look like an asshole. You even heard Ian say, I'm not even the one who brought this up, but I'm going to finish the job.
I'm going to bring this up.
No, Ian, that's bullshit. First of all, you misrepresented that. One of them was old that I saw that we talked about. And then the other ones were all from the same day that I've looked at and we've talked about in person. We talked about it when we did the Magic meeting. You're totally exaggerating.
That's not true at all. I texted you, we were all here except you. I texted you probably 2 hours before, but we were into our work day. I mean, I'm the
And
one.
what? When?
And well, okay. Let me say the first part. I sent you 1, 2, 3.
You want me to turn up your light for this?
I sent you 6.
God damn, dude. Turn the light off. Ian looking like a goddamn turtle, bro. This motherfucker coming in. He kind of looks like a baby bird. Like a baby eagle or something. You ever see that old Looney Tunes cartoon and there was that bird that was like, my mama done told me a rabbit for dinner. And he has that skinny neck, huge Adam's apple. It was a vulture. If you remember that character, it was a vulture. Ian kind of looks like this vulture.
Messages.
When?
He's conflicted.
This was on Tuesday, November 26th.
Goddamn. So now they're burning them. They're blowing them the fuck out. They're like oversaturating the light. You know what I mean? They're bringing that shit to like 5,900 on the Kelvin scale. Okay?
Tuesday.
These are all about
a segment idea. You read them.
I didn't like the idea.
You read them. It went blue.
I didn't. I came to you and I said, I think we can do a better.
So you were like,
no, hold on,
you did,
Ian.
no, you did not come to me. You left it blue. You opened it, and then I guess you just threw your phone and went.
No, I have a lot of shit going on. It's probably.
Oh, I got a lot of shit going on. It was probably sitting here coming up with excuses now, and it's. I like to think about this shit. I like to time code this shit. I meant to say. Because it's funny. It's like, it's clearly a bit that they're doing to joke around in front of the audience, but you can see there's like slivers of truth in there, right? Like when Ethan starts going, no, you're exaggerating. He's like, I answered all those text messages. We talked in person. Like, that's not part of the bit. That's like Ethan like legitimately trying to defend himself because he's an asshole. So let's give it up for Mr. Ethan Klein. And the end of the week segment, okay? So, as always, we're going to jump into some music and a little bit of a smoke break, right? Let's turn on some tunes and get ready to have a couple hits of the shmee, Let's take a couple hits, wind down with some music, and get ready for the next segments. As always, I'd like to thank you for joining us on yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. Enjoy.
You don't know where I've been, what's going on inside, where the monsters like to come alive, come alive. Do you really wanna know me? I'm really not that cozy. It's up to you, so you decide, you decide. Would you love me at my worst till the coffin's in the dirt? Try to break me like a curse, you know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd, I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion, but could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're too scared, get out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Broken windows and a warning scribbled on my wall saying that you better turn around. Wouldn't be the first to try to burn me down. Your move, you choose your love.
Now, as always, don't get too baked up, okay? We still got a lot of good stuff left on this episode of Lost Aux Media. As a matter of fact, I think that this might have to be a 3-hour episode, okay? Like, we got some good stuff to cover. I cannot do you guys this justice by cutting you fucking short on that, okay? Let's enjoy a couple more of these hits, listen to a little bit more of this music, and jump into Dave Portnoy gracing us with his version of Margaritaville here on Lost Aux Media.
Haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're just sick inside. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Use my words till the coffin's in the dark. Anyone can love a
Very Billie Eilish-esque tune, huh? I kind of like that one, though. So, what do we got next on good old Lost Aux Media? Mr. Dave Portnoy gracing us with his version of Margaritaville on the BFFs podcast. Yes. This is funny. I always get a good kick out of Dave because he's a very boomer-esque type person, you know what I mean? And he runs a very, like, try to keep our finger on the pulse social media company. Barstool Sports, you know, these guys trying to stay up to date with the trends and shit like that. So I kind of find it crazy that that company has so much success despite their fucking owner, CEO, and boss man being like such a fucking boomer. You know what I mean? But it's like that type of boomer energy, that like ignorance is bliss type persona that Dave has, kind of is the reason why I fucking love the guy, you know? So, you know, that's just the whole thing. Dave is the best part of the BFFs podcast. This whole fucking Liam Payne guy and Brianna Chicken Fry, yeah, they're cool and whatever, but let's admit it, the show would not be shit without good old Davey boy. So, let's turn down this music a little bit, and as always, I will not hold you. Let's get into these time codes and listen to our intro of the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy. Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, BFFs. Final 3 episodes of Dave. That's on the top. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. These are Dave's final 3 episodes, man. So we got to get this coverage of the BFFs podcast in now. You know, this segment is going to be like a celebration of Mr. Portnoy. You know, this is going to be like one of his last 3 episodes. At the end of the year, January 1st, dude, this guy's fucking out. The reason why he doesn't want to do this show anymore is because of his boomer-esque persona. You know, they're talking about shit that's like way over this guy's head. You know, they start talking about any celebrity who's not Taylor Swift, Dave's out, okay? Sorry, Charlie. Dave's officially checked out of the building. You know, so I forgot to mention that. This is one of Dave's last episodes on the show, and boy, we're going to fucking miss him.
Episodes of Dave, that's on the top. Yeah.
Sad.
Yep. We have 3 left?
Yep.
I know. I thought it was for some reason only 2.
This one and 2 more.
We get an extra Dave episode.
Nice. I appreciate it while we have it.
Remember last week? Oh yeah,
you
what
got
is
the
it?
mug in.
It's like Jimmy Buffett cassettes wrapped.
So now this is the goods right here. This mug right here. Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. This mug is what starts it all. This is the Jimmy Buffett mug, right? Dave's new prized possession, if you will. And it just is made to look like there's a bunch of like old cassettes of Jimmy Buffett, like all made out to be in like a cylinder, right? They're all like the lining of the cup is like the labels from the outside of the cassette tapes. All Jimmy's greatest hits, okay? So they bring up the mug, right? And this is where we're about to see some of that good old magic happen from Mr. Portnoy. Remember we fucking watched him try to rap? Dude, tell me that was not solid gold, okay? Watching Mr. Portnoy try to rap. How do you think this is going to be watching him try to sing Margaritaville, okay? You're not going to want to miss this.
Sets wrapped around.
Oh, that's really cool.
That is cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It came.
God.
Yeah. A1A, Havana Day Dreamin', Change the Latitude, Change the Attitude, Son of a Sailor, Coconut Telegraph, One Particular Harbor. What's this one? Wait, so if these songs came on, could songs you you know sing by along? heart. Like, can you sing along to him, or just you never?
Do you want to test it out?
I really need the beat.
Like, oh, look, he tries to come up with that excuse. I really need the beat, guys. I can't do a good Dave Portnoy impression. I'm telling you. We got top tier talent over there at Barstool. I always end up going for like a JFK. You know what I mean? So I don't even try with the Dave Portnoy impressions. But he's so excited over this goddamn mug, right? He even like Jimmy Buffetted himself out. You know, like look at him right here. He's got the full-blown fucking Hawaiian shirt on. What are those, oranges on there? You know what I mean? Maybe some tangerines, you know? Like, he's really Jimmy Buffetted out. Super excited about this mug. He can name, maybe even sing every single on that bitch. They ask him if he could sing one of those songs. He tries to come up with the excuse, I gotta have the beat, you know what I mean? Good thing there's a producer there.
I really need the beat.
Yeah, like, we'll put a karaoke, Jimmy Buffett karaoke.
Oh yeah, like that game that people play on TikTok.
A little.
What song are you doing?
Blind karaoke.
You can choose the song.
I mean, all right, Margaritaville, I guess, is obviously a pretty obvious one.
Oh, Margaritaville, bro. Let's give it up for Margaritaville, bro. You cannot beat that good old Margaritaville, I'm telling you. So Dave's getting ready to deliver us the goddamn goods, right? This Margaritaville, dude. And I'm telling you, I don't think that there's a single person there who's more excited than I am right now, okay? Let's check out Dave on the Margaritaville.
Is that on the cup, too? Is Margaritaville on the cup?
I actually don't even know what album Margaritaville was in.
This won't play the lyrics for him, though.
Yeah, no, well, I'll change the window so you can't see the lyrics.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, I'm telling you, guys, we might have to smoke for this. Okay. I know we just got done smoking. But I'm telling you, you're going to want to be as high as you possibly can for this. This is so fucking good. We might even, we're definitely going to get copyright claimed on this. Let's have a couple smokes while this is playing because I'm not even going to interrupt it. It's that fucking good. We need this uncut, pure, okay?
I'll change the window so you can't see the lyrics.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Are we even going to be able to post this?
We'll see.
Nibbling on sponge cake.
Okay.
Watching the sun bake. All those tourists covered in oil. Banana. Strumming my 6-string on my front door swing. Smell of shrimp again in a bar.
Look, that's so crazy. He can't even get the lyrics right. I'm sorry. I know I said I wouldn't pause this, but look at the lyrics. He was like, shrimp digging down in a bar. The lyrics are, smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. You know what I mean? This guy can't even get the fucking lyrics right.
String on my front door swing. Smell of shrimp again in a bar. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Looking for my lost shaker of salt. Some people say there's no woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. I think that's it. I think I got it.
Dude, look at that shit, David. I think I got it. Look, I love that. Watch his face. He's like, I think that's it. I think I got it, man. He gets so pumped on that performance. I'm not going to lie. We are too, Dave. We're very pumped on that performance. Look at how excited he gets.
I'm to blame,
but I know.
It's my own damn fault. I think that's it. I think I got it.
Look at him, dude. I love that. I think I got it. I think I got it. That's it, man. Margaret, let's give it up for fucking Dave Portnoy. He's so goddamn good. That Margaritaville, man. Tell me that Margaritaville ain't something, right? And then you go to the very next frame and you get this. What the fuck is going on with fucking Liam Payne right now? God damn it, dude. This guy, every 6 months, he dyes his hair like this, to match his set or something like that. Just 3 weeks ago, this guy was the hottest rapper on YouTube. Now, he looks like fucking, what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly. I can't get over that. Give it up for Josh Richards, man. It's good shit. So, Dave, starting the episode off pretty goddamn hot with the goddamn Margaritaville, right? And like I said, we're going to be just talking about why we love Dave. The stuff that comes out of his mouth, the stupid shit, this is why we love Dave, right? We know Dave is a big Swiftie. So who do you think Dave has got in Taylor Swift versus Beyonce, huh? Who do you think Dave's got in that? My money is on Taylor Swift.
Country singer, so. Billboard under fire for using famous naked clip of Taylor Swift. In the greatest pop star of the 21st century list, Billboard named Taylor Swift number 2. Who was number 1?
Beyonce.
That's crazy.
Dude, I love that. You cannot hate on Dave for his opinions on Taylor Swift. We love Swift around here. If you don't like Swift, you gotta leave this country, bro. We don't need you here, bro. Like an immigrant, you gotta go. Okay? You don't like Taylor Swift? Kick rocks, buddy. Okay? Because me and Dave, we love Taylor. Listen, I love how he goes, that's not true.
Who was number 1?
Beyonce.
That's crazy. That's just nuts.
That's just nuts.
Billboard used a clip from Kanye West's controversial famous music video where Taylor Swift depicted to be naked. Billboard later took down the post and apologized. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You had to know what you were doing posting that. You have to know
100%.
you're looking for a little bit more engagement in this article because you know the history with Kanye and Taylor now.
When did this happen?
What
How did I not
haven't
see
seen
this?
This is crazy.
You didn't see all the Swifties, Keeks being like #Billboard is over party.
Yeah, I'm in on that. Fuck Billboard.
Yeah, fuck Billboard. I saw Haliey Bieber being pissed at Billboard too. So
For
fuck
what?
Billboard. Because they ranked Justin Bieber so low.
Fuck Billboard.
Can't put disrespect on my Canadian lad.
That's
like that.
crazy.
I hate, dude, Josh Richards, dude, always the fucking, look at this guy, dude.
Easy.
Good old Josh Richards looking fucking very My Chemical Romance right now. You know what I mean? So Dave, right out the rip, he's like, "Oh, that's crazy. Taylor Swift over Beyonce in the Billboard charts? Heh, fat chance." You know what I mean? So then Brianna, she starts going, "Well, I don't know. I kind of like Beyonce. You know, she's a good dancer. Beyonce's a good dancer, at least, right? I mean, we can all agree on that, right? Here, right? In chat, we can all agree Beyonce's a good dancer." Okay, good. We're all on the same page. So Dave should naturally be on the same page.
Taylor Swift would destroy Beyonce unless you're.
You think that, but she has a lot.
Are you going with when she was in the girl band?
No, just simply
then
Beyonce.
No chance.
She
No.
has more than you think.
Yeah, but
you think you're going song for song, hit for hit?
Beyonce can do a 4-hour concert of every single song being like a number one hit, basically? No shot.
I don't know. She does.
Dude, I love Dave. No shot. He goes, you think Taylor Swift, you think Beyonce could do a 4-hour concert and no fucking, every single song's a number one hit? You think that Beyonce could do that like Taylor Swift? Did you think that? Yeah, no shot. No shot. Dude, I love that. No shot.
Concert of every single song being like a number one hit, basically? No shot.
I don't know. She does dance really good, actually.
Who dances really good?
Beyonce.
No, she doesn't. That's the most.
Dude, that's. You see him? You see he goes into the camera. He goes, who dances? Who dances good like that? He goes, I don't know about Beyonce dances good like that. Okay, yeah, I must be fucking crazy then.
Good, actually.
Who dances really good?
Look, I gotta get that framed. Look, he looks like he's just seen a fucking ghost right now. All off of her just saying that Beyonce dances good. And because they're comparing her to Taylor Swift right now, Dave is not having that shit. You know what I mean? And you could tell by that face, dude. He is not having this.
Beyonce.
No, she doesn't. That's the most overrated thing of all time. At least I think Taylor Swift fans are like, she's not a great dancer. But Beyonce thinks she's a good dancer. She is a horrible dancer.
I think you've said this before. I don't agree with that. What you said, she
She's
dances too robot. Yeah.
Robotic. Like
dude, Dave, look at. I can't stop, dude. Too much weed right now. Dave has the mouth of like a old, like 55-year-old white trash mom. Look at this.
Before, I don't agree with that. What you said, she
She's
dances too robot.
Look, this is the mouth of like a 55-year-old white trash trailer park mom. Watch how his mouth moves when he talks.
A horrible dancer.
I think you've said this before. I don't agree with that. What you said, she
She's
dances too robot. Yeah.
Robotic. Like you see Rihanna dancing and you're like, that girl just has it. She's born with it. Beyonce looks like she came out of dance class. Like, oh, I got to hit this step now and this move now. Rihanna's just feeling the music. It's in her blood. It's in her veins. She's just going with it.
Good old fucking Liam Payne. He's feeling that goddamn vibe. You can't, as far as it goes with Dave, you cannot say jack shit about anybody if Taylor Swift is in the same goddamn sentence. And for that, we love it. You know what I mean? Give it up for Dave and give it up for Taylor Swift. So, in this next time code, they end up coming across a story talking about Diddy and Jamie Foxx, right? This one's kind of a little bit weird. So, we all know Diddy got arrested. You know what I mean? I don't know too much about it. Every time I hear like, oh, he's making bail. Nah, they denied him bail. Oh, Diddy's got like baby oil in his cell. Oh, no, they're letting him out. Like, you know, every other day, it's like, oh, wait, hold up. There we go. Every other day, it's something different about the goddamn Diddy story, but nothing seems solid, right? Then Jamie Foxx is doing this taping for like a Netflix comedy special. The Netflix will just give anybody a fucking comedy special nowadays, I guess. So somebody that went to the show for the taping said that during his set, he talked about getting poisoned by P. Diddy. So they're about to talk about this story right here. This shit had me in stitches.
Jamie Foxx does stand-up comedy?
Yeah, he was a comedian.
Yeah.
What? I had
That's how he started.
no idea. I knew he was like funny in movies, but I didn't know he was a stand-up.
No, I think that's like how he started.
Wow, you learn something new every day. But I wonder what illness Diddy could cause someone.
Well, this is good
AIDS?
marketing.
Yeah,
This is good marketing.
This is good.
I thought
he
it
actually
was-
he got me.
Dude, now you have to pay attention to this, dude. Right in the background, this guy is like, is it AIDS? Did he give him AIDS? Kind of sus, right? Listen to this shit.
Something new every day. But I wonder what illness Diddy could cause someone.
Well, this is good
AIDS?
marketing.
He goes, AIDS? Is it AIDS? And of course, Dave doesn't even hear it. Dave's like, this is the greatest marketing money could buy right here. He got it all for free.
Yeah, it
This is good marketing.
This is good.
I thought
he
it
actually
was-
he got me.
I thought the only thing he could be talking about is like AIDS, right?
Dude, this guy is talking about, oh, well, it was probably AIDS, right? You know? The whole start of this story was Jamie Foxx talking about his illness and why he was in the hospital and it being linked to Diddy, right? Now let's think. How does someone get AIDS? That's blood to blood, my friend. You gotta, think about it. That's blood to blood. So there's a couple different ways you can get AIDS, but the first thing that comes to mind is you thinking that those two are fucking or something, right? So this guy already, he's going crazy. Well, if you heard the story, it was poison. They were talking about poison. This guy's sitting there going, was it AIDS? Like, it's,
He got me.
I thought the only thing he could be talking about is like AIDS, right?
Yeah.
What else could Diddy give him?
Poison?
That means he fucked Diddy. I wasn't going there.
You guys think he poisoned him?
With
I
baby
don't
oil?
know, but I didn't go to them fucking.
Oh, where'd you go?
I don't know. Poisoned.
Well, I just said poison.
Well,
You said no.
You asked me where. I didn't go anywhere until I heard poison.
dude, so Dave right here, Dave don't know what to think. Dave just heard illness and P. Diddy. Dave's like out in La La Land. He's like, it could be anything. I'll leave it up to the good Lord to decide on what that is, And Josh is over here talking about AIDS and shit. So Josh is thinking about them fucking. Dave's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't even go there. As a matter of fact, I didn't go anywhere. He goes, I don't know what's happening right now. There's so many goddamn things happening. Bree's in the back saying like, oh, did he get poisoned with baby oil? Like everybody's throwing zingers from left to right. The producer's coming out. It was poison. And Dave's still talking about them fucking and shit like that. They're not even listening to the producer talk. There's so much stuff going on, right? And just hearing Dave talking about Jamie Foxx and P. Diddy fucking is blowing my mind. I was dying when I was watching this.
Oh, you guys think he poisoned him?
With
I
baby
don't
oil?
know, but I didn't go to them fucking.
Oh, where'd you go?
I don't know. Poisoned.
Well, I just said poison.
Well,
You said no.
You asked me where. I didn't go anywhere until I heard poison. But I didn't go like I'm
Didn't
not
go
like
AIDS.
I didn't think Jamie Foxx was doing a Netflix special, being like, "Hey guys, I fucked Diddy and he gave me AIDS."
Jesus Christ, dude, you cannot get any better than that. It's like, it's so fucking hilarious. And his face, I didn't think that Jamie Foxx went on stage and said that he fucked Diddy and he gave him AIDS. That's just not where my head was at in that very moment in time, It's just so fucking classic. This is so classic. This is the shit of why we love Dave. It's just, because I didn't think about that either. He put that image in my mind. Like, as soon as he said that, all I could picture was Jamie Foxx going on stage and being like, I fucked Diddy. Motherfucker gave me AIDS, goddamn. That's why I was in the hospital for like 3 weeks. I got all skinny and shit. I was like looking like that motherfucker from the Black Panther. Like he was looking real fucking ill. A lot of people thought Jamie was gonna die, dude. Like that shit was wild. So let's set another good old time code from Dave Portnoy. And of course, we're starting it out with this guy.
Get out there.
Did you guys go to Thanksgiving Eve?
Fuck no.
No.
I don't go out. Period.
Dude, Dave is a monster, dude. I'm telling you, I can't with this guy. He goes, I don't go out, period. They even zoom in the camera on him. His mouth, I'm telling you, he's got that 55-year-old white trailer trash mom mouth, okay? He says that, period. He goes, I don't go out, period, okay? And this is so classic today because he sounds like a 14-year-old girl. He kind of like, he carries himself like a 14-year-old girl sometimes when he's talking about this stuff. Like you hear him going on about how much he loves Taylor Swift. Beyonce can't dance. No shot. There's no shot in hell. He's like a 14-year-old girl trapped in like a 55-year-old man's body. You know, so this is the shit that we love Dave for.
Fuck no. No. I don't go out. Period.
Okay.
Like I haven't been out.
Period.
I haven't been up past 8:45.
Period.
In forever.
Wow.
45 bedtime. Period.
You're not gonna have me to kick around anymore in a couple weeks.
I know.
Oh man, why he have to say it like that, bro? We're gonna miss Dave so much. I'm telling you. If Dave Portnoy ain't on the BFFs podcast, I ain't watching. Period. Okay? Like that's not happening. Okay? He ain't on there. I ain't watching. Period. All right? So let's get another classic time code. This is so funny. Dude, Dave is like answering phone calls in the middle of the goddamn podcast. Like they're legitimately in the middle of talking. He's like, hold on, I got this phone call. It might be like about my dog. And he's like, picks it up, has like a full-blown ass conversation in the middle of the call. Another classic Dave moment. And then they have this like little game that they play at the end of the show where they're like pulling up celebrities on the screen. And they have to guess who the celebrity is without the celebrity's name being there, right? They have to get the name correct. And watching Dave try to do this, it's like watching a 5-year-old and you're trying to help them study with flashcards. It's exactly like that. It's just like watching a child try to guess these celebrities. It's so fucking funny.
Hugh Grant?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good.
Dated a previous number one.
Who? Nicole Kidman?
Elizabeth Hurley.
Oh.
I just watched something with Hugh.
Oh, I know this kid. This is the wacky kid who's Will Smith's kid.
It's the wacky kid. It's Will Smith's kid. It's what's his name again? Wait until you hear the guess.
Prince or something. Jade?
His name is Prince. It's like Prince or Jade, right?
Oh.
I just watched something with Hugh.
Oh, I know this kid. This is the wacky kid who's Will Smith's kid. Prince or something. Jade?
Jaden
Smith.
Good job.
Thank you.
Listen, did you hear that? Bree's fucking talking to this guy like he's a fucking 3-year-old. Like Dave gets, he goes, what's his name? His name was like Prince. It was like Jaden or something like that. It was like Jade, right? It was like Renegade or something. And they have to say, no, Dave, it was Jaden. It was Jaden. He goes, oh yeah, it was Jaden. And then they go, yeah, it was Jaden Smith. And Bree's in there like patting his butt. She's like, good job, Dave. That was so good. And Dave looks up. He goes, thank you very much. He's like a little baby. He goes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I did do a good job, didn't I? I did such a good job, I guess. Prince. So give it up for Dave Portnoy on the BFFs podcast, man. Jesus, we are going to miss Dave, dude. I am so sad to see Mr. Portnoy end up leaving us, man. I didn't think it was going to have to be like that, dude. And you know who else is going to end up leaving us? Before we go into this next segment, we're going to end the show on the Protect Our Park Boys on the Joe Rogan Experience. But before I say it, you know who else is leaving? It's not just Dave Portnoy. The H3 crew, they're going to be going on break soon, right? So we're going to have to give up the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment, at least for a little while. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of other stuff out there that we can cover. Actually, ironically enough, well, I don't know if it's ironic is the right term for it or coincidentally may be the right term for it. I'm, as usual, second half of the episode, I'm stoned as fuck. So when they go on break, at the same time, the Mr. Beast games on Amazon will end up airing. So maybe we can change it from a little bit of What's Eating Ethan Klein to covering the Mr. Beast games. and see how fucking crazy those are, right? Is Mr. Beast gonna be like, I got 1,000 people to all live in this city and rape each other, and there's 10 kids, and all of my employees are pedophiles. Let's see who makes it out alive for $5 million. You know, so we'll end up having to switch it up once those H3 guys go on break. But yeah, let's get into this Protect Our Parks, right? Like I said, the last time we talked about the Protect Our Parks boys, they were getting real horny. It was like every fucking time code in that episode. These guys were talking about getting fucked, getting sucked. Yeah, Mark's talking about his ass getting eaten, legs in the air. The girl's doing it by force, dude. The girl's grabbing his fucking ankles, lifting him up like that. She's shoving him way back over the fucking, behind his ears. And she's eating that shit like it's fried rice. And Mark's just putting up with it, right? That was when we covered it last time. He's talking about getting his ass eaten in this episode too, bro. This guy can't get enough, dude. He cannot get enough, dude. He's getting his ass eaten every fucking day. So let's and he's also annoying the shit out of Joe Rogan, which is also going to be very funny. But let's not hold you. Let's get into the time codes. This is the intro. Right away, the Protect Our Park boys are getting a little wild.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Boys, we're up.
Hey.
Hey. Let's go. Party. Headphones, you know how we do it.
Black guys can be gay now.
What?
Right out the rip, Joe bitching these boys around like a fucking G. As soon as they sit down, he's like, all right, bitches, let's all get around, start paying a fucking attention. Jamie, stop, get the fuck up. Kick the dog, okay? The dog is snoring too loud, your stupid ass pug. He goes, let's go, boys. Put the fucking headphones on. You know how it goes. These guys don't, none of them wear headphones on their podcast. None of them. So every time they do these Protect Our Parks, Joe's like, you motherfuckers are going to put on some goddamn headphones because I'm wearing some motherfucking headphones. Anytime he has like a guest who's like not a good friend of his, he goes, you want to do headphones on or headphones off? Like Elon Musk goes on. He's like, you want to take the headphones off? We can do the headphones on. These three get on there. He goes, I practically made your fucking careers. Put the fucking headphones on, you bitches. And they do it. They do it.
Black guys can't be gay.
So,
it's allowed. They were never allowed to be gay. Now
well, I think the Diddy thing let it all out of the closet. Like, hey, what kind of numbers are we talking about here?
Yeah, I need something concrete.
Wait,
All I
I
got
want
is
to try this. I want to try this. I want to try. He's got a new recipe.
Hey, new recipe, new bottle on Bodega.
What's the new recipe?
Right. Check it out. Tastes just like Buffalo Trace.
Ooh, now you see Joe here.
I have Buffalo Trace.
Spotify's players real touchy with the fucking mouse. Sometimes I try to scroll, they start playing that shit. You can't use any of the keyboard buttons to go back. It's just a whole shit show. So we're going to be clunky as fuck this last segment, but we're going to get through it. So as soon as Mark says, we got a new recipe, guys, comedy, he goes, we got a new Bodega Cat recipe. We got a new bottle. We got new everything, right? It tastes just like Buffalo Trace, comedy, you know? And Joe sees that. He looks down at the glass. He goes, wait a minute. I'm sponsored by Buffalo Trace. He goes, did this motherfucker just try to pull one on my goddamn show? You know, so Joe sees that. He goes, I'll be the judge of that, right? But before we show Joe tasting it, I want to give you some insight on this whole Bodega Cat new recipe and shit like that. Now, this is all very alleged, but in the subreddits and shit like that, on the We Might Be Drunk subreddit, people are talking about it on Twitter. Apparently the reason that they got a new bottle and a new recipe is because the distribution of the alcohol is starting to fall apart. Apparently the company that they were distributing before fell through or ended up parting ways with them some way or another. And now a lot of the distribution and the back end stuff, new recipe, all that is being handled by like Mark's like brother-in-law or some shit like that. Like when I heard that, I was like, oh man, this shit might go down real fucking fast. So Mark kind of needs this right here. Like when he gets on this show, he's like, hey Joe, you mind if I bring like a bottle of my whiskey, man? Like, can we talk about it on the show again like we did last time? You know, maybe you don't say it sucks this time. And Joe's like, yeah, man, yeah, sure thing, man. Like, bring it on. So he brings that bottle of whiskey. He starts talking about this new recipe. He needs these guys right now to be like, dude, this is great. As a matter of fact, it's so great. We implore all 120 million who will see this across all platforms, we implore you to buy it. You know, this is what Mark's hoping for right now. If you think Joe gives him that, you're sadly mistaken.
It's right here.
He just poured out Buffalo
Let me
Trace
try it.
into Bodega Cast.
Let me try it next
This is
to
better
each other.
for you.
Okay. Oh, it's better for you?
Yeah, Buffalo Trace
Is
is,
there minerals in it?
racist and homophobic.
It's got blood diamonds in it, too.
Hold on. Okay, Bodega Cat. It's pretty good.
Hey!
That's pretty good. That's
New
different.
That's pretty good. Like, you could see Joe's face
Endorsement.
right here. Joe's like, that's pretty goddamn good. He's like, this is not bad, Mark. This is not bad. I might drink this, right? So you think Joe's about to, like, throw Mark a bone here, you know? Because just because he's sponsored by Buffalo Trace doesn't mean he can't, like, help out his buddy. You know, Joe is bigger than that. Joe does some shit like this. Buffalo Trace comes knocking. Joe's like, I could just get, like, a different alcohol sponsor. You know, you guys could just fuck off. It's not, I'm bringing you guys big numbers, okay? So you guys don't want to stay on board, you can fuck off. We'll find somebody who probably end up paying us more, right? So Joe could throw Mark this bone if he really wanted to, but he's not gonna.
It's different.
It's different. You can tell
It's
us the
better than
difference.
the old one. Yeah, it's smoother.
Is that an official
Hold on.
endorsement?
Okay, now Buffalo Trace.
Easy.
Oh, they win.
You got to do blind taste tests.
I'll take it.
You can't.
Oh, they win, you know. I'm sorry. He goes, I'm sorry, Mark. I know we're friends, you know. I'm sorry. And look at Mark. Mark's over here, heartbroken. He's like, you couldn't throw me the bone, Rogan. Come on, man. Comedy, you know? Like, so it's a, you know, a sad sight to see. And in this next time code, this is kind of funny because Shane, they start talking more about comedy, but they're starting to get loosened up, right? Shane, it's like the first 15 minutes, I think Shane's had like 18 Bud Lights or something like that, right? You know, Shane puts him down quick. So they start talking about like the state of comedy, how like they almost are talking about how it's unfair, you know, how much people make just to do a couple sets of comedy over the weekend, right? And when they start hearing the numbers that Shane's putting down, they kind of get like flabbergasted because Shane, you know, he's a lot newer in the game than every single person at this table. Every single one of them probably been doing it almost twice as long as Shane has. But Shane came up after all the Comedy Central shit, after all this other stuff. As soon as his career took off, this guy's doing straight up arenas and he's selling them all out. I've been to a Shane Gillis theater show, not arena. I don't got that kind of money. I've been to a theater show. It was a great time. I'm not going to lie. I know we talk a lot of shit about comedians on it, but it was a good show. It wasn't that bad. Shane's a retard, but it was a good comedy show. So they start hearing about the numbers Shane's putting down. It puts it into perspective for them. They're like, holy shit, who are we sitting at this table with right here?
Most incentive. That's the most incentive
Yeah.
that you could possibly have.
It should be. But
It just
for
is.
but people that are really captivated by the idea of having a show, for them it's like the ultimate. I made it. I
Yeah.
have my own show.
Stand up's so much easier.
So
It's
much
the
better.
best. So much better.
I remember when I found out how much money people would make doing stand up, like if they sold out a whole weekend at the Irvine Improv. And I was like, that's what I get at a comedy club. What they get at a comedy club is what I get on sitcoms.
A season.
Yeah.
A season, he said. Now, Mark hears this. It fucking sends it. He gets totally fucking shell-shocked. He goes, a season? Oh, my God. He goes, I've never made enough for a whole sitcom season in one weekend. What the fuck is that? So Mark is like fucking blitzed right now off of that. You know what I mean? He hears that shit. It really fucking sets him off. So now they go, wait, a season? They go, no. Like an episode. You know what I mean? We would make, in one weekend doing comedy shows, we would make enough for like a sitcom episode. You know, we make like $50,000 an episode on a sitcom. We're making that in like a weekend. You know what I mean? Doing comedy. Shane's like, you guys are making that shit in a weekend? He's like, dude, I'm making that shit like as soon as I walk in the door. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, close.
No.
Shane,
not the
it's a
Irvine
different time.
Improv.
What you're doing is a different time.
No.
Well, see, Shane's sitting there. He goes, no, you guys are all fucking with me. He goes, you guys all make that same ass amount of money, right? He goes, you guys are all fucking with me. He goes, every single one of you has got to be making like at least like $250,000 a weekend, right? You know what I mean? He's like, that's what I'm making. And I'm like, I'm only like 10 years in. You know what I mean? So like, and they're all sitting there like, no. Shane, you don't understand. When we grew up doing comedy, you know, it wasn't cool to be a comedian. We didn't have podcasts, you know. comedians were like kind of like fags, you know? Like the people just didn't like us, you know? We were like the laughing stock of the entertainment industry. And for one of us to be as famous as an actual celebrity was a very rare thing, you know? So Shane, what we're doing now, like all this podcast stuff, what we got going with Joe, this like smooth little ride we got going here with Joe, that didn't exist when we were younger. So we weren't making $250,000 a weekend, you know? And Shane's like, can hardly believe this.
For sure.
A long time ago, no one was doing the Wells Fargo.
Yeah,
We couldn't even get free tickets to the Wells Fargo, bro. Relax.
But you remember when you first started selling out comedy clubs, you're like, oh my God, this is like sitcom money.
Adding shows.
It's teacher money.
Yeah, so like Shane, you know, showing us just how much he surpassed the boys. Let's give it up for him. You know, he's retarded and he's making those grilled cheeses at night, but that motherfucker's making $250,000 a weekend. You better believe that shit. So the next time code we're going to look into is one that has to do with Senior Tony Hinchcliffe. They start blasting Tony. Dude, I started losing my goddamn mind off of this shit. Because I came to find out, did you know Tony has 4 thrones? Thrones, actual thrones. Like what a king sits in, right? You know what I mean? Like think about how big-headed you have to be. What is all the gripes that I have with Tony? I don't like his ego. I don't like how much he shits on people. And for how much fame he has, I very much feel like he's probably the most undeserving person that has it. So when I hear stuff like this guy got 4 thrones, right? To me, I feel justified in my assumption. I feel a little bit justified in the assumption that Tony probably shouldn't have jack shit. Like, there's no way in actual hell that anybody in their right mind with a healthy ego and a healthy personality should have 3 thrones, okay? You should 1 throne is one too many. Tony's got 4. Listen to these guys talk about this shit.
Even on a laptop, these guys lost. Yeah. He also, when you're making millions of dollars for a job you really shouldn't have, you go wild.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're already a cokehead.
Stand-up comedy. Kim Kardashian.
You go wild. You go fucking wild.
Yeah, stand-up comedy. It's like, let me drink. I'm making so much money. Let me drink before work.
Yeah. Look at these. These guys even know. They're like, damn, our job is like bullshit, bro. You know, we get paid so much goddamn money to just be like total idiots on stage, you know? And half the time, we ain't even funny. You know what I mean? He's like, we're fucking beating them over the head. Is this not the greatest business? You don't even got to be funny. You just got to get here. You just got to be sitting in this chair. And, I mean, we're drinking before work and the whole 9.
Yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe has 4 thrones.
Yeah, he has a lot of thrones.
He's a green Corvette.
He has way more thrones.
Even Mark, you hear him in the background. He's got a green Corvette. What the fuck? Tony Hinchcliffe has 4 thrones, dude. How fucking insane is that? Like, picture Tony. Picture Tony all skinny. He's got the big puffy fucking red lips. Fucking skinny ass neck with the big ass Adam's apple. The gayest man you've ever seen. And it's got this huge throne. He's sitting here like that. He's like, meow, you know, meow. Look at me, my throne, meow. You know, like that's how I picture him, you know, doing that. The whole thing is like gold and black. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it's, as a matter of fact, let me see. Is there a picture of Tony with his throne online? Let's see if that exists. Tony Hinchcliffe on throne. Let's see if this is actually something that we can find online. Please, please. Oh my fucking God. It actually exists. What the fuck? Look at this fucking asshole, dude. And people try to go in the comments on the video. Who are you to judge Tony Hinchcliffe? Well, Tony Hinchcliffe is way better than anything you'll ever be. You know, this is the guy that everybody likes so much. Look at this shit. He's got a huge H over his desk and a T behind it. That's his logo for his name. Skulls on the desk. Yo, skulls are the gayest thing I've ever seen, okay? You know what I mean? This is crazy. He's got, look, Tony calls himself the Golden Pony, right? I mean, you could probably barely see it because of the quality of this picture, but there's a chess piece, a knight's chess piece, which is what? A pony, right? And look at the throne. Look at the throne. He's got yellow tinted glasses. The throne is black and gold, just like I thought. He's got fucking poker cards over each breast on his shirt. I'm telling you, bro. And everybody wonders, what do you got so much against Tony? You know, what's this whole thing you got against? You must really not like Tony. Somebody said that in the chat the other day. I think it was like Riddler or whatever. Shout out to Rids, you know what I mean? We love Riddler. I think Riddler was like, man, you really hate this guy. He's like, yeah, dude. I mean, how could you not? You see this guy sitting in a throne like that. You hear about how he's got 4 of them, and you're trying to tell me you don't hate this guy too?
Go wild. You go fucking wild.
Yeah, stand-up comedy. It's like, let me drink.
Wild.
I'm making so much money. Let me drink before work.
Yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe has 4 thrones.
Yeah, he has a lot of thrones.
He's a green Corvette.
He has way more thrones than anyone should have.
Thrones made. I'm thinking of getting a new throne.
I love Joe Rogan coming in hot. That was actually not a bad impression. I'm thinking of getting a new throne. You know, and Wade to Shane is very good. Like, this is one of the redeeming factors about Shane Gillis. Is when these guys sound like complete assholes, they start doing stupid shit, like real Hollywood type shit. Shane's quick to call him out on it. Actually, he kind of is like, yo, you guys are being like real fucking lame right now, you know, when this kind of shit happens. And Shane's not necessarily like an everyman type of guy, but he very much reminds you like of that one friend. Like everyone kind of knows somebody like Shane, like a big aloof idiot who's kind of funny when he drinks, you know? Like a lot of people know somebody like that. So people can relate to that guy. It doesn't make him like an everyman type, but he very much fits that demographic or that stereotype. And as soon as these guys start getting extra Hollywood, Shane starts calling them the fuck out. So Shane hears about those 4 thrones. He's like, don't get me started on the thrones.
It's tough, dude. Don't get me started on that fucking shit.
But we need thrones. We should get 4 thrones that we only use and protect our parks.
That we wheel in for this.
How about that?
That's fun.
How about that? What should they look like?
Like a Midsommar thing.
Put a toilet in it.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
Look, you can see, if you go back, you can see Shane kind of looks like he's starting to get annoyed with Mark. And Mark hasn't even said that much yet.
It's tough, dude. Don't get me started on that fucking shit.
But we need thrones.
Look at Shane. He's going to give him the side eye. He's going to be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about right here?
We should get 4 thrones that we only use and protect our parks.
That we wheel in for this.
How about that?
He sees Mark acting like this. He sees Mark like this. He looks over at Mark. He goes, I remember the last time we were here, that guy talked about getting his ass eaten against his will. I remember that about him, you know? And watch him.
That's fun.
How about that? What should they look like?
Like a Midsommar thing.
Put a
See
toilet
Shane's
in
face? Shane was like, this fucking asshole. He goes, I haven't forgotten about you, motherfucker. So, finding out that Tony has got 4 thrones, kind of fucking, I don't know, I'm so stoned. Kind of like jarring, right? To hear that Tony Hinchcliffe's got 4 thrones. Kind of makes you think about a guy like Tony's ego, right? Kind of also makes me think, Joe Rogan, dude, this shit is kind of crazy. Joe starts talking about how he goes to like these football games, right? And how he went to this football game and how nasty the bathroom was. But then you find out what kind of football game it is. And this was a little jarring as well.
That'd be terrible. You already shit in a box. What are you talking about? You shit on stage at Skankfest.
No pissing today.
Dude, I went into a public bathroom yesterday at a football game, and this guy shit so bad that as I walked in, I could barely hang on. I was like, oh, no, it's a big bathroom, like 6-7 stalls.
Wait, what? You went to the UT game?
No, it was a high school game.
Joe Rogan went to a high school football game. Joe Rogan only has daughters. This guy don't got a son, bro. He's got daughters. Why is he at the high school football game? I'm sure those bitches aren't cheerleading, okay? What's he doing at the game? These guys are like, they hear, oh, you went to the bathroom. The bathroom was all nasty. It fucking stunk, right? So naturally, you were at like one of the stadium games, right? The pro football games. Who was playing? Joe's like, no, I didn't go to see the NFL. I never see the NFL. He goes, I like them kids, boy. I like them kids, boy. Them kids playing that goddamn football, boy. You know, them motherfuckers is nice. So watch this again.
Get on stage at Skankfest.
No pissing today.
Dude, I went into a public bathroom yesterday at a football game, and this guy shit so bad that as I walked in, I could barely hang on. I was like, oh, no, it's a big bathroom, like 6-7 stalls.
Wait, what? You went to the UT game?
No, it was a high school game.
Oh.
What?
What?
Even Mark Norman, if Mark Norman is going, what? You know, there's a problem. Because Mark Norman goes to like European sex clubs with his wife. There's like guys tapping Mark on the shoulder like, hey, man, you mind if I get a turn next? Mark's like, whoa, hey, it's my fucking wife, man. He's like, what are you doing? Comedy, you know what I mean? Like, Mark is crazy. Mark will do fucking anything. So when you hear Mark go, what? He goes, you went to a high school football game? What the fuck kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? Like, that's a little worrying, you know? You hear that. They're like all like, what the fuck are you doing at a high school football game? You only have daughters.
You're not allowed there.
It's fun.
All right.
High school football is fun.
It was fun. So
Shit
anyway,
rocks.
I go. It was fun.
Drink a hot cocoa for $2
It's
and
fucking
watch
fun,
some
man.
shitty snapper get replaced halfway through.
And they play good.
And they play good. Yeah, they play good. High school football players play good. Look at this guy's fucking face. This guy is a predator. I'm telling you right now, Joe Rogan looking real sus, dude. Real sus going to these high school football games. And then they keep talking about, I'm sorry, I keep having to like look over to the side because Spotify has this like crappy player or whatever. I got to look at the time codes over here and blah, blah. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to throw you down that rabbit hole. Let's keep talking about these time codes. So after they find out Joe's a creep that likes to go to high school football games, they keep talking about like sports a little bit, right? And then you come to find out that good old senior Tony Hinchcliffe, right, was an umpire. And this one I couldn't really wrap my head around. I was like, there's no way that Tony Hinchcliffe was an umpire in high school.
It's funny when you find out that like Hinchcliffe was a fucking umpire in high school baseball.
Was he really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yo, Hinchcliffe can wrestle.
Ball is so out.
I love that. Fucking Shane goes, strike hit two. Nah. Like, that sounds exactly like Tony. Like, Tony would be like, strike two. It'd be even worse because if he was in high school, his voice would be like even higher pitched. You know what I mean? Could you imagine that? He'd probably sound like a squeaky toy. It's like, strike two. You know what I mean? Like, he probably sounded real fucking weird. So, to have that image in your head as Tony as a fucking umpire in high school, kind of crazy, right? And then you hear Joe in the background. He goes, Tony can wrestle too. Tony knows how to wrestle real good. You know what I mean? Why? Why is Tony so good at wrestling? Shane didn't mention nothing about Tony wrestling in high school. So where did he learn how to wrestle so goddamn good with all these other guys, huh? Riddle me that, Batman.
He can wrestle.
He's
He
more of a
really can
catcher.
wrestle. He had a wrestling match with David Lucas on stage at the ball game after hours. That's right, you were there. Yeah, he fucked David Lucas up. David Lucas is like 300 pounds.
Damn.
No. Of course. So Joe is sitting there trying to like brag about Tony being like a good wrestler, right? Yeah, if you go to wrestle David Lucas, if you could run like 3 solid circles around the guy without him like grabbing you or something, you're good. He's going to get winded, trip him the fuck up, roll him on his back, and he'd be like a fucking turtle. He won't even be able to get up. He'll be sitting there like this. He'll be like, he won't know what to do. Okay? So it's not gonna take a whole lot to get David Lucas in a compromised situation if you're wrestling with him. As long as you got like a smidge of normal cardio, you're good.
It's like Jake Paul and
Hinchcliffe
Tyson.
can fuck. Yeah, up a little. I'm being nice.
Yeah.
But Hinchcliffe can fucking
Starts
wrestle.
with a 3.
He can
I believe
wrestle. He did a duck under, got behind him, pushed
I
him onto
believe
his
that.
back.
I believe
David
that.
Lucas
Look at Shane. I believe he got behind
was
him.
scrambling.
Tony's gay as fuck, bro. I believe he got behind him. Yeah, man. Like, just to picture David Lucas on all fours. You know how they do that shit in wrestling where the guy gets on all fours and then the other guy is like pretty much fucking him in the ass. You know what I mean? And the ref is like, no, grab him a little tighter. You know, by the balls, wrap your one forearm around the back of his thigh now. You know what I mean? Make sure you both have skin-to-skin contact. These leotard cover a lot, but they don't cover everything. So make sure you guys are touching somewhere skin-to-skin on your bodies. They always set up a wrestling match like this. I don't know why, right? So picture Tony. He's like caught up like that. He's like wrapped around David Lucas like a fucking ribbon wrapped around a Christmas present, right? David's on all fours. David's out of breath. He's like a hog who's like getting like squealing, you know what I mean, in agony because he just got caught. And Tony's over there behind him like, I got you now. Like, you know what I mean? And Shane's having a fucking field day with this. Shane can hardly believe the shit that he's hearing right now.
He fucked David Lucas up. David Lucas is like 300 pounds.
Damn.
No.
It's like Jake Paul and
Hinchcliffe
Tyson.
can fuck. Yeah, up a little. I'm being nice.
Yeah.
But Hinchcliffe can fucking
Starts with
wrestle.
a 3.
He can wrestle. He did a duck under, got behind him, pushed him onto his back.
I believe
David
that.
Lucas was scrambling, trying to get to his feet. Hinchcliffe was controlling him. He was furious.
Who was the top?
He couldn't believe it. Tony was the top.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you'll
That's how we
like
find
it.
out.
David was out.
Shane in the background. Yeah, you don't like it? It's Joe. Tony was the top. Tony was the top. Why did Joe do that high-pitched thing? Tony was the top. Mo. You know, I hate Joe does this shit. You know what I mean? So let's get on to the next time code. This is where Joe is going to start getting mad at Mark, right? It's going to happen like about an hour and a minute in. Mark's going to keep coming in with these like fucking one-liners, right? Mark, he likes to do this shit where like while people are in the middle of talking, whatever they're talking about, he'll do like a one-liner reference. Like if Joe was sitting there going like, you know, back in the early 60s, the Ku Klux Klan was really prevalent in the southern states, and Mark will be in the background like, Wu-Tang Clan, oh, Wu-Tang Klansman. You know, he'll say like some stupid shit like that. He'll be like, comedy, you know, and Joe, it's happening every 5 seconds. Joe's real getting sick of it. Joe doesn't want to hear any of this shit. So he lets Mark slide a couple times, right? But then Mark starts overstepping his boundaries, and this is where you start to see Joe get annoyed.
If you're attacking him, like you don't know what he was doing. You don't know what he was doing. He was just doing what he always does. He's an insult comedy. Are you saying you don't like insult comedy? So you don't like roast?
So say that 2 months ago. Why are you saying it right now?
Listen, man, roasts are one of the things that's going to save comedy because they're so funny that it's undeniable to Netflix. So Netflix gets the highest ratings they've ever had on this Tom Brady roast.
They can't
it's
weigh in.
completely non-PC. It's some of the wildest jokes. Tony calls him a Confederate fag. Like it's some of the wild, and it's killing, and it's so funny, and people love it. And they
Okay, so now you see Joe start going on this rant, right? Joe's good for this lately. Like, you can tell Joe's starting to get old because he's, like, slowly becoming, like, that weird uncle at the barbecue that you're, like, you want to, like, avoid talking to him, kind of, because you know the second that you pull that fucking start string, this motherfucker's engine's going to get going and he's never going to fucking stop. So he goes on these, like, as soon as he gets locked in on a subject in his mind, everybody else can fuck off. Joe's about to talk for like a solid 5 minutes straight, and you're going to have to swallow every last bit of that shit, right? So this is kind of what's happening right here. He's going on this little bit of rant. And the people that get on this show have been, like, wanting to be on this show, like, their entire careers. So as second that Joe goes on these little things, the guests, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to want to say something and interrupt him, except for Mark.
They keep sharing it.
Right.
And people keep sending it to their friends, and clips are made out of it. It's huge for Netflix. Without that, you don't get the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want on stage.
I make fun of Tony a lot, but that was like a nice
Gangster.
moment. I was sitting
Gangster.
there when he did the roast.
He killed it.
And I gave him a joke right before. And this is how, like, in the pocket he was, because he, like, stood up from the table and was like, hello. And just started. I was, like, genuinely happy. I was, like, watching him fucking kill.
Yeah.
And then the joke I gave him, I gave it to him right before.
What was the
he
joke?
went on. I don't want to say.
All right, Puerto Rico.
It was an insult personally at one of the comedians.
So you hear Mark, it was actually Shane that he interrupted and Joe started getting upset. But you hear Mark starting to interrupt Shane's story, right? And it's like, a lot of times people will do this. It's kind of really annoying, actually, when you think about it. You're like telling a story, and they start interjecting, like with pretty much interrupting you with questions about the details, right? And they think that they're like helping the conversation go along. And meanwhile, you're in your head like, I was getting to that part. Shut the fuck up and I'll finish the story. So Shane's like, well, Shane's telling a story. I gave Tony this joke right before the Tom Brady roast. It was like the greatest thing ever, right? And Mark's like, well, what was the joke? And he's like, oh, it was, I don't want to say it was about a comedian. He goes, Puerto Rico? So he interrupts him again. And he goes, no, it wasn't Puerto Rico. He goes, So Mark keeps fucking going, right? And Joe's picking up on this. Joe's about to be like, Mark, will you shut the fuck up?
I was like, tell them, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
then,
I pretty much know already then.
But
I know too.
Nikki Glaze
right
the whore? Was that?
Fuck up, Mark.
You hear him? He goes, shut the fuck up, Mark. What the fuck? Joe's starting to get annoyed, dude. Joe's starting to get real annoyed with Mr. Norman. You know, Joe doesn't like this. He wants to hear the story in its entirety. And Joe knows, Shane's a little bit of a juggernaut right now in the comedy world. So he wants to let Shane get, some time on the mic. You know what I mean? Mark won't let that happen. Joe finally lets it out. He goes, shut the fuck up, bitch.
It was an insult personally at one of the comedians. I was like, tell them, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
then,
I pretty much know already then.
But
I know too.
Nikki Glaze
right
the
before
whore?
he
Was
said
that?
it, no.
Fuck up, Mark.
No,
Ruining
I wouldn't
everything.
trash Nikki. I love it.
He even said, you're ruining everything, Mark. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, so this is going to be a common theme from this point on. Like, later on, Mark's just going to keep going with those one-liners, trying to interrupt in people's stories, and Joe's going to keep calling him out about it. You know what I mean? So let's get on to the next one. Let's see. Actually, let's just skip around to Mark doing it again. Mark coming back again with another one, a swing and a miss from good old Mr. Norman.
And you see how enormous they are. You're looking at 350-pound humans just running with mortals.
And faster than us.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're so fast.
Who was that one guy that was almost 300 pounds and he ran a 4 second plus 40?
Aaron Hernandez.
I mean, there's a now.
Look, Shane looked over. Shane's like, you say Aaron Hernandez? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we like that guy. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So even Shane was like, dude, Mark, you're going a little crazy, bro. Like, he gave him the side eye. He's like, chill out. Joe's about to get mad. We don't want Joe to get angry now, okay?
You're just swinging at anything.
Hernandez.
You're just swinging at everything.
It's a comedy show.
It's an island.
See, so Mark, as much as you want to hate on Mark in this moment, Mark is the only one that actually gets what's going on here. Well, actually, I lied. They all get what's going on here. Joe's the only one that doesn't get what's fucking going on here. This is a comedy show. This protect our parks bullshit. This is not supposed to be like the regular Joe Rogan, okay? This is not supposed to be like Joe going on a 45-minute rant about how much he fucking hates trans people, and then the guy interjects every now and then with like oh yeah. And then he goes, oh, what's up with your life? The guy says like 30 seconds worth of shit. Joe goes on another 45-minute rant about how he hates trans people. It's the same formula. You hear the same shit all the time. The Protect Our Parks is supposed to be comedy. That's why all four of these guys are together. It's supposed to be a bullshit fest. It's supposed to be having fun, drinking with their boys, whatever. You drinking with your boys, you don't give a fuck if there's mics around. And to be honest, the best podcasts come from situations where people kind of don't really care that the mics are there. It's just them talking and just bullshitting around. Now, yeah, these guys might get a little drunk and talk over each other. That's part of the shtick, okay? Oh, we like it. So Mark gets it. He goes, this is a comedy show. Joe's like, you swinging at anything. And Mark's sitting there puffing on the cigar. He goes, yeah, I am a faggot because it's a comedy show, man. Like, what are you, a fucking pussy, bro?
At a 4 second plus 40.
Aaron Hernandez.
I mean, there's a now.
You're just swinging at anything.
Hernandez.
You're just swinging at everything.
It's a comedy show.
It's an island of garbage.
Look at that. Mark over there. Let's give it up for him, dude. This is probably the coolest that you're ever going to see Mark Norman right here in this situation. So you kind of got to give it up for him, you know? So remember I told you, Mark talks about getting his ass eaten again. The last episode that the last time they did Protect Our Parks, they only do these like once every couple months when Joe can wrangle these assholes together, right? So the last time I talked about them doing one of these, Mark had talked about getting his ass eaten against his will, right? And this was kind of crazy because when he talked about it, this wasn't like, she like asked me to do it and I really didn't want to say yes, but I said yes anyway because I got caught up in the moment. You know, it's comedy, you know. It just wasn't one of those situations. No. Before, when he was talking about getting his ass eaten by force, it was really by force. This bitch grabbed him by his goddamn ankles, really fucking wrapped him up like a fucking pretzel and started eating away at that shit crazy. I'm talking to the point to where he's sitting there. He's like, oh, you know what I mean? He's getting like as if he's getting shot with bullets. He doesn't know what to do. And the girl's just fucking chomping away in between his cheeks, right? So he talked about that in the last episode. He thought everybody was going to be on board. He goes, yeah, it's kind of like when a girl just like lifts your legs up and starts eating your ass without your permission. You're like, whoa, comedy. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even Joe was like, do tell Mark, because actually none of us have had that happen to us. So tell us about it. He starts trying to turn it around on Shane. Shane bitches him out in the moment. Really good stuff. Go back and check out that episode. So in this one, they're talking about like some other situation, and Mark like slips it under the radar. Now listen to him. You'll hear.
Didn't know where he was. They had to grab his arm, take him off the stage. Yeah. You ever see him lock up?
Yo, bro, there he is. Bad. He's got the turkey neck.
Jamie, pull up the video of Mitch McConnell locking up.
He was like the face of evil for a while.
Watch this video. He just stepped down. He's going to step down.
People thought that he was going to step down, but he didn't. This is an old clip.
He can't step.
He was old a billion years ago.
Bro, but the way he locks up is terrifying. It's like it's almost like the guy's having a stroke. It's very strange.
Maybe the women at The View are geniuses because we're all talking about it. It's a ton of press.
The views are
Here,
watch this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, this is great.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
his lips are. So now they're talking about Mitch McConnell, how he got locked up at the goddamn podium. And the reason they're bringing it up is because they just got done promoting this fucking old asshole to like the director of like defense spending for the entire country or some shit like that. Like they promoted him to like some crazy shit. So Joe brings it up. He goes, well, damn, they just promoted him to that? Like that serious of a role? Remember when this old asshole was locking up live on TV? They had to like literally drag him off stage? Look at this shit.
But hold on.
It's like when a girl eats your ass, you didn't know she was going.
There goes Mark. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I remembered it being a little more under the radar than that. I didn't know Mark had the floor when he had brought that up. Like, they gave him the whole floor. He had the mic all to himself, and he goes and throws out that shit.
You're like, oh, shit.
It's been good bipartisan cooperation.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
his lips aren't moving.
But hold on.
It's like when a girl eats your ass, you didn't know she was going to. You're like, oh, shit.
Oh, this is going great. Oh.
Bro, look at this guy's.
It's like when a girl eats your ass. This is what a girl looks like when she eats your ass. This is what you look like. A girl eats your ass, and you look like Mitch McConnell locking up. I couldn't imagine that. You get all turtly like that. A girl eats your ass, right? And you go. You start locking up like that? Like this old asshole? You get your ass eaten, Mark? That's what happens? Okay.
Waving back and forth like he's ready to go.
They're all looking like, what's going on?
Oh, he's melting.
Look at the extras.
Dude, this is a full lockup.
Oh, man.
I can't believe that. It actually blows my mind how like these old people in government get away with just staying around for like they're all incognizant, you know, or whatever the fuck the word is. They all can't think for themselves anymore. Yet they're all in there holding like the most powerful positions, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. So let's get into this next one. You don't hear it a lot from the time codes I'm providing, but like throughout this episode, Ari's been saying some kind of whacked out shit. Like to the point to where like at certain times you kind of almost can't even understand what he's saying, right? You kind of like, it's just so nonsensical. And not even in like a Theo Von comedy kind of way where Theo's like, I once got raped by 3 squirrels in a jumpsuit, you know? Like It's nothing like that. He's just saying shit that legitimately makes no sense. You're like, how did you even put that sentence together? Right? So Shane picks up on this, and Joe ends up going to the bathroom, and Shane picks up on this, and while Joe's gone, Joe asks his buddy, what's wrong? Not the best look for Ari to be getting asked like this live on air.
That's Shane's like bar mitzvah video.
Can I get a beer?
Oh, shit, I got to pee
Some
too.
guy was sucking another guy's cock.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. I'm gonna pee too.
The Irish movie.
You go
Fuck,
first.
It's gonna be me and Ari.
Yeah, you guys can do it.
Yeah, we
I'll
can
hold
do
it.
it.
Do it. Let's talk about.
I'm going to hold it.
Look, Shane, he goes, fuck, man. You guys are going to leave me with just Ari, bro? Like, Ari's fucking weird, bro. He's fucking Jewish, man.
You go, then I'll go. I had a few at the Delta Lounge.
Nice.
Oh, you had some drinks on
Well,
the
I'm so hungover. I had to get a BM.
What'd you do last night?
I did a show in Charleston.
That place
great,
is cool.
Great
place
crowd,
is
but
cool.
yeah, after it, that's a drinking town.
Norman got me into the lounge once, and I was like, "Oh, let me get a drink." He's like, "What do you? There's free drinks. Why'd you order that? They have a whole list of free drinks." Norman's Jewier than I am.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've seen Norman eat wings off a plate, going to the kitchen at the cellar.
What the? I think Ari might be onto something. I think Norm Macdonald might be Jewish. I think he might be Jewish, bro. Because even Ari, who's an actual Jew, is saying how Jewy Mark is. Like, think about it. You got to be, like, real down and out to grab a fucking chicken wing off of a plate that's going back to the goddamn kitchen, bro. Like, what are we even doing here?
I was like, "Whoa, that's untouched."
Oh yeah, we had that steak last night at the stand, or 2 nights ago.
Whose steak is this? He's just like, "Let me just have a piece, a third of it." He just cuts off and puts it in his mouth.
Never got caught.
Yeah.
I don't know whose that was. Hey,
Nice.
buy some Bodega Cat, but everybody, while Joe's in the shitter.
Remember I told you? Mark's struggling with the distribution on that Bodega Cat. He needs this. He needs you to go and buy. So if you can, if you got a couple extra shekels, go out and buy you a bottle of Bodega Cat. I don't drink, or else I'd be buying it by the case. I don't drink. Go help out Mr. Norman if you feel so inclined to.
That was a funny defense of believing in dragons.
Yeah,
and then going, Sasquatch.
Sasquatch is real, though.
He's like, yeah,
I love when you're
though.
like, "You could have got me on a real thing."
Yeah, you could have got me on Sasquatch.
I think they got him on that one.
Yeah, now, the view rules. What's going on with you?
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Shane doing his boy dirty as hell right now, dude. Shane looks legitimately worried right now. So this is kind of fucked up to do this to Ari on air.
I don't know.
I know that's the worst thing somebody can say to you, so I do
Seem
apologize.
fucked up. I don't know.
You were
just
quiet
got a lot
when I
going
got
on.
here.
Editing my special. I got a special coming out.
Oh,
nice.
shit, a new one.
January 14th. Netflix,
You already covered you.
Netflix.com.
Why don't you drink up a little? Get fired up.
Dude, I'm doing whiskey all day. This is my third one.
Look, this is going to be great. So you see how Shane's pressuring Ari right now to drink. Shane does this with, like, all of his friends. He's always pressuring his friends to drink. A lot of times, he pressures them. Look, this is so fucking funny. This is so clunky, this last segment. Ethan Klein. So, a lot of times, Shane will be pressuring these guys to get even drunker than him. And I'm going to show you later on some more peer pressure that's going to be coming from these guys. Coming from Ari. This doesn't stop. They don't stop pressuring Ari with just the whiskey. They get real into it later on. But before we get into that, I wanted to show you how Joe pronounces the word coop. This one's gonna be fucking gold, dude. So you guys know like what like a coupe is? Like a fucking coupe car. You know what I mean? Like you have like a Hyundai Sonata or some shit like that. It's like a coupe, you know? It's like a fucking coupe, you know? So they get talking about like this new Jaguar ad, right? And it's for, you guessed it, a coupe. So this ad is like real progressive, real LGBTQ. A lot of bright colors, a lot of weird looking people running around, but that doesn't mean that they're any different than us, okay? You know, they want to drive Jaguars just as much as the next rich white asshole does. So he starts talking about this Jaguar commercial, and you know how much Joe hates trans people. So when the CEO or whoever of Jaguar starts coming out and doing like a press conference in regards to his commercial, Joe naturally has a problem with it, right? But when he starts talking about this coupe, you hear the way he pronounces this word, it's going to send you on a fucking tailspin.
Hold on. Said in an interview with the Financial Times, the intended message had been lost in a blaze of intolerance on social media and denied that the promotional video was intended as a woke statement. Fuck you, it wasn't.
Joe, if you put his name together, it's Raw Dong Lover.
Raw Dong Lover. That's a good one. Give it up for Shane. The guy's name is Rawdon Glover. The first name is Rawdon. The last name is Glover. Smash them together, you get Raw Dong Lover. Very good, Shane. Thank you.
Oh, think about that. You ever think about that? That's
You
what
ever
we're thinking
think about that at
Dong
all?
Lover.
You just blew my mind.
We need to reestablish our brand and at a
Damn.
completely different price point.
That was a tweet. I saw that.
Oh, okay.
I can't take credit. I'm not that quick.
a little too smart.
Look at this. We need to move away from traditional automotive stereotypes. Glover said that while the overall buzz of the new campaign had been very positive, look, that ad didn't bother me at all. I thought the ad was cool.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
the things that he was saying, vile hatred and intolerance in the comments regarding the individuals that appeared in the video, well, that I don't agree with. But what I do agree with was the things that he was saying were like crazy. Like, you're supposed to be a car company. Tell me how awesome your car is. What are the quotes, though?
Look, I love this. Joe gets so riled up about this. Like, if a company wants to take like a gay stance, or you know what I mean? Like, Joe gets so riled up about it. Like, if Nike wants to be like gay now, like, who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Every time like they do something like Joe might as well have been like the forefront of like the Bud Light ban. Even though Joe didn't give a fuck about the Bud Light ban, he still was kind of on that bandwagon where he's like, Bud Light needs to learn how to stay Bud Light. You know what I mean? They need to learn how to cater to the redneck fucking wife-beating retards that buy it. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to cater to the gays, you know? And he's kind of doing the same thing here with this Jaguar shit. Who cares if a company wants to be gay now? You know what I mean? We all know they're just doing it for a buck, so who gives a fuck? It's going to be a fad. The second that the quarterly dips, you know what I mean? They're going to start moving on to something else to try to get those quarterlies back up. Okay? We all know this. So, but he always wants to make the hugest deal about it. But then he tells Jamie to pull up the commercial about the coupe.
Dude,
That's not his quotes
You got to look
in
at
that
Matthew
thing.
McConaughey talking about Lincoln. It's got nothing to do with the car. It's the same shit. They all do the same
Yeah,
shit.
but this-
They're selling
No.
an idea.
This was a press conference.
There's no
This
car.
was like
I
a
was talking about
guy
the
on.
commercial.
Okay, but this was a guy on stage that was saying
That's
all these
fair.
crazy things.
Yeah.
That's what everybody exploded about. That's what you can't find. You can still find that commercial because the commercial's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if you want people painted up and dancing in a commercial.
Yeah.
It's visually interesting.
Yep.
It's like
But
Apple.
But now, Jamie, Google Jaguar top of the line coupe.
What did he just say? Hold up. What did this asshole just say? He goes, hey, Jamie, look up Jaguar top of the line coupe. A coupe, like a toupee, right? But a coupe. Who the hell? And then wait until you hear his justification for this shit. He tries like pulling some bullshit out of his ass, like, no, I'm still right. Like, I'm still right, man. Like, I'm Joe Rogan, man. You know what I mean? Like, dude, listen to him try to say the word coupe. Like, what kind of shit? This is when you know these guys have really gotten disconnected from the outside world. You know, you walking around saying some stupid shit like that, no one corrects you. You that surrounded by yes men, nobody fucking correct. Not even your own wife. You know what I mean? That's it. That's when you know you've truly hit the celebrity bubble disconnect. You know what I mean? Joe's hit it hard. And he's hit it fucking with stride. You know what I mean? He says that coupe with so much confidence.
It's what you can't find. You can still find that commercial because the commercial's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if you want people painted up and dancing in a commercial.
Yeah.
It's visually interesting.
Yep.
It's like
But
Apple.
But now, Jamie, Google Jaguar top of the line coupe, whatever it is, the V8 coupe.
Jamie, type in 8008
Call
on
them
a
coupes.
Shane coming in quick. Remember I told you Shane will call these guys out for saying and doing stupid shit right away. Shane's like, you call them coupes? You know what I mean? What the fuck kind of gay shit is that?
The top of the line, whatever their fucking new one is.
Is it called coupe?
Do you actually? Is that how you're
that's
supposed to say it?
That thing is a
Wait,
beast, dude.
Is it?
Look, Joe's trying to go past it. Joe knows what he said. Joe is like, God damn it. I wish these guys didn't fucking call me out right now. So he's trying his hardest. Joe might as well be walking through fucking snow right now. Like real thick, like 4 feet of snow. Joe's like trying to get through this, right? And they're fucking shoving him back at every fucking turn. He's still trying to read the shit. They're like, whoa, come on. Let's go back to this shit. You're not gonna blast past this one on us, okay?
Not cool.
Give me some volume so I can hear what this sounds
hold
like.
on a second.
Wait, hold on.
Time out.
Is it
You
not
say
coupe?
They say coupe in England.
All right.
and
It's like
Europe.
Porsche.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they say coupe and it. This is so Hollywood. This is typical Hollywood. He'll make up anything. You know, you catch these Hollywood types like this in a situation where they're wrong, they'll make up anything to make it seem like they're right. He'll be like, well, one time a director who is British, he had told me that on the set of news radio. You know what I mean? Like, that's something Joe. He'll be like, a very cultured man in Hollywood told me that one time, that they say coupe. Told me that 30 years ago. I've been saying coupe ever since, Like, this is some bullshit, though. And for these guys to let him get away with this, for Mark to sit there, yeah, it's kind of like Porsche, right? It's kind of like comedy, you know what I mean? Like, you got to give it up. Like, anyone who pronounces the word coupe like that big of an asshole and has that much confidence, I mean, you got to give him something. You got to give him a little bit of goddamn credit, right? So let's see what's going to happen in this next time code. Right here, it says, Shane has a revelation and Joe gets mad at Ari. So let's see what exactly is happening here.
The priest is creepy.
Awesome.
Crazy look at her eye.
It's all about boy sex or girl sex.
Bring up some hot ladies.
Jamie, search Pornhub.com. Use a VPN for
Jamie,
that.
bring up some hot child rapist females.
I think this lady.
What the fuck? So you see, now the boys are getting a little horny. You remember I was telling you that before. Look at Ari's face. Ari's probably the horniest one out of all of them. You know what I mean? Because he's well known for having real fucked up junk. You know what I mean? And usually the guys with the fucked up junk or the micro penises, the guys who can't get it the most, they're the horniest ones. You know what I mean? So Ari's laughing right now, but there's a lot of truth behind those eyes. He's looking over at Jamie like, Jamie, pull up Pornhub.com real quick. Shane's in the background like, Jamie, pull up some child rapist fucking hot sluts on the internet. You know what I mean? They're talking about these teachers that keep getting busted. We've noticed a lot lately that like more and more teachers are getting busted fucking these like 14-year-old boys. And these are all female teachers. So they start pulling up the mugshots. They're all like, whoa, this fucking chick is kind of hot. You know what I mean? Like, so now they all start getting real riled up, right? Real riled up. Shane's over there. Jamie, pull up some hot fucking sluts. You know what I mean? We need some hot goddamn sluts on the TV. Ari's sitting there. Jamie, pull up Pornhub.com. Use a goddamn VPN because we're in Texas, goddammit. So these guys are getting real fucking horny right now, but in the middle of all that, Shane's going to have like a fucking epiphany, like a revelation, if you will. Just like I said in the notes, this guy's going to kind of like almost get hit with like a wave of morality, and you're going to see it on his face. It's going to like stop him dead in his fucking tracks. Watch.
That's the problem.
She got busted.
I bet she was. Big old titties.
The priest is creepy.
Awesome.
Crazy look at her eye.
It's all about boy sex or
Jamie,
girl sex.
bring up some hot ladies.
Jamie, search Pornhub.com. Use a VPN for
Jamie,
that.
bring up some hot child rapist females.
I think this lady had the kid porn on her computer too.
Oh, the Asian.
This is her.
Not bad.
Oh, no, not Asian.
Dude, you would work for that at a
These
bar.
girls are...
See, so you hear Ari's getting real right. Remember I told you he was the horniest one. So Ari sees this girl. They don't show her to us. You know, I don't know if Jamie, Mr. Vernon decided to do that on purpose. They're not showing him. She's probably not that hot. I don't know. Maybe he does show it to her. Right now, we're not seeing her. The Protect Our Parks boys are going crazy. Fucking Ari's about to bust out a pack of condoms. You know what I mean? Shane's busting out the spermicide. They're all like, whoa, man. Ari's like, dude, if you saw that girl in a comedy club tonight, you'd work real hard for that chick. You know what I mean? What's she doing fucking 14-year-old boys, goddamn? So these guys are getting real worked up right now.
Are hot. What are they doing?
Because they want to fuck the guy that they couldn't fuck in high school.
That's Adrian Appalucci's joke. Adrian Appalucci.
Is that what she says?
How bad are men that women have to turn to a fucking 14?
Look at these crazy beat up ass looking bitches, bro. Like, I ain't even kidding, bro. Wait until the screen dims back out. Look at what these guys are talking about here. These bitches are busted, okay? Like, I wouldn't fuck around with these chicks no matter what the situation was, okay? Now, you throw these bitches behind bars for fucking 14-year-old boys, we're really not in business, okay? So, like, I don't know what these guys are getting all worked up for. And if this is for comedy, what's the bit?
18-year-old boy to fulfill their desires.
This wasn't happening in the 80s,
I
though.
think they see a guy that's going to be a stud, and they say, I want to get him first. Look at that teacher.
Look at that
Look at that
lip
teacher.
light.
Oh,
Watch, pay attention to Shane. Shane's about to have this epiphany. He's about to go fucking shell shock. He's about to completely lock up. He's going to do a Mitch McConnell, okay? We're about to see Shane pull a Mitch McConnell.
oh my God, bite that lip with those glasses on. You dirty lady.
Let her.
Wow.
Tell me about scripture. Do you have your magic underwear
Set it
on?
loose.
And the kids
she's
are
so
into
hot.
it, so that makes it also okay.
Yeah, the
It's
kids are hard as a
consensual.
rock. They can come 30 times a day.
And they become prom king after this. You're the most popular kid in the city.
Yeah, but they got big mouths, these fucking kids.
Yeah, well,
That's what it is.
She made sex tapes.
28
Bold.
of them.
Whoa! Oh, so you see, Shane, he was looking back, dude. He was looking back at that screen. He saw what happened. He turned back around. He was like, "Whoa!" You saw it in his face. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" He's like, "What did I just see? What did I just read?" You know what I mean? This is where we're gonna start seeing this epiphany type shit coming from Shane, because these guys, right? They made it all too real for him. You hear Joe, he's like, yeah, the guys are young. They come like 30 times a day. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, the bitches, they want to get like the guy that they couldn't get. And he starts making it real and really adding like enough details to like, Shane's like, whoa, I didn't picture having this vivid of an image in my head, right? And Jamie's in the background firing up that VPN. He's pulling up all sorts of goddamn shit on that. There's fucking 2 girls, 1 cup looks like nothing compared to what Jamie's got on the goddamn screen right now. So Shane sees this. It starts making his stomach turn. He starts like really second guessing these jokes, right? He's like, holy shit, who am I even sitting at this table with, you know?
To it. So that makes it also okay.
Yeah, the
It's
kids are hard as a
consensual.
rock. They can come 30 times a day.
And they become prom king after this. You're the most popular kid in the city.
Yeah, but they got big mouths, these fucking kids.
Yeah, well,
That's what it is.
She made sex tapes.
28
Bold.
of them.
Whoa!
Bold. With a 13-year-old. What a wild bitch.
Look at him. He turned around, he goes, oh, fuck, what did I just see, right? And then now he's staring over into the corner. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, oh, fuck, man. And he's going to stay like this for a minute.
Missouri goes.
Asking others to...
You see that? Dude, hey, Shane, like, legitimately was, like, contemplating his life there. You know what I mean? Like, he was legitimately, like, looking down. He's like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I watch? What have I become? You know, Shane's really going through it with this.
The most popular kid in the city.
Yeah, but they got big mouths, these fucking kids.
Yeah, well,
That's what it is.
She made...
Pay attention to him. Seriously, I'll let this play, but pay attention. He gets real stuck. He's like, holy shit. He looks down away from the screen. He goes, I can't believe that I just watched this. Whatever it was. Jamie, why did you do this to me?
Sex tapes.
28
Bold.
of them.
Whoa!
Bold. With a 13-year-old. What a wild bitch.
Man.
Missouri goes.
Asking other students to keep watch. She was having sex
You
with
needed an
kids while
NFL team is
asking...
wouldn't happen.
She was asking other kids to
Wow.
watch while she banged a kid.
So you hear Joe, he just had to restart that story, right? Because Ari butt in, just like Mark. He's taking some notes from Mark. Butt in with that, right? This is where Joe's about to be like, Ari, what the fuck?
Fuck the honor
What?
roll.
Wait.
Yeah,
Back
you're
up. Sorry.
talking over everybody. We were just watching it. She was asking other kids to watch out. Look.
Damn.
See, so Joe's like, dude, she's over there like trying to suck his dick right now, Ari. You keep interrupting with all your fucking stupid one-liners. He's like, stop talking like Mark is, man. We're trying to get through this. So we're gonna end this segment, end the episode on this last time code. This one fucking had me in stitches. So earlier they were joking around, right? And you heard Shane talk about it when he asked Ari if he was okay. He goes, wasn't that kind of crazy how Joe had this like defense of like these girls on The View, they called Joe like an uncredited or someone who's not credible because they thought that Joe believed in dragons. They were like, we have proof that Joe Rogan believes in dragons. And Joe's like, I don't believe in dragons. I don't know what she's talking about. So right in the same breath as him saying that, he goes, yeah, but Bigfoot's real, right? So when they have that break and Shane starts asking Ari what's going on with him, right before he says that, you hear Shane go, isn't that a crazy defense, Joe, with the whole like, I don't believe in dragons, but then he goes, well, Bigfoot's real, you know? So Shane called him out on that when Joe had went to the bathroom, when Joe was gone. So now Joe starts going on one of these like fucking Snowball Hill fucking rants, right? That I told you about before, where he starts getting real into like trans people are crazy and the free speech and like the government's rigged and like all this stuff. He starts going on these things and Mark hits him with one final one-liner to seal the fucking deal. This is gold and it's the greatest way to end this segment.
Out of the shadows, if they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked, they're gone. If they
She's a Republican.
If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. And you have to try to learn English. And you have to wait in line.
You have to wait in line. You have to wait in line. And everybody's cheering.
So Hillary Clinton, this is an old video of like, I think from like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years, something like that. Starting to sound like real like Trump right now, right? You know, this is kind of what they're getting at. They go, yo, Hillary was MAGA back in the day, bro. Like, so they start talking about this. This is what's going to give Joe the fuel. This is what's going to fire him up.
2008. Hillary Clinton was more MAGA than Trump.
She was been a Republican.
But how about that?
Wow.
She, more MAGA than Trump.
And then
it's
you
all
couldn't believe
a
that if you watched the
fucking
news.
illusion.
Ooh, you see his face? You see how riled up he's getting? Joe's getting real fucking heated right now, right? This is how you know it's about to go down. Joe's about to, like, he's about to start that snowball down that hill, right? You hear his voice starting to get ramped up. He's getting ready. We're about to lose him.
It's all a fucking illusion. All of them, when convenient, have said the exact same things.
Dragons are real.
Mark comes in with that shit, stops Joe right in his fucking tracks. He goes, dragons are real, to fuck with him, right? Look at Joe's face. Look at Joe's face after Mark says this. Joe shakes his head in such disappointment. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
really
crazy.
Look at this, Joe. Joe's sitting there trying not to freak out on Mark. He's like tasting his fucking, he's like trying not to fucking like hit Mark with one of those flying fucking knee kicks that Joe does. You ever see Joe hit a heavy bag? He will fucking kill somebody with one shin kick, dude. So Mark interrupts him. Joe's trying everything in his power not to fucking roundhouse Mark's head right the fuck off his goddamn shoulders. Watch this. This is the greatest way to end this segment. This is pure gold.
Wow.
More MAGA than Trump.
And then
it's
you
all
couldn't believe
a
that if you watched the
fucking
news.
illusion. It's all a fucking illusion. All of them, when convenient, have said the exact same things.
Dragons are real.
Look at Joe. Look at Joe, dude. Look at Joe right here, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh, man. Dude, it does not get any better than Joe is losing his goddamn mind, dude. And I'm telling you right now, we fucking love every second of it, dude. That is so goddamn funny. So let's turn on these tunes once again, right? And call it an episode. Yeah, a nice little 3-hour one today, huh? This one's kind of crazy if you ask me, you know? So, as always, I'd like to thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Lost Aux Media. As always, be sure to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you catch your favorite podcast. Audio episodes go up every Wednesday at 5 a.m. and video episodes go up every Wednesday at 4 p.m. That way, you can listen to the audio episodes on your way to work, and when you get home from work, you can fucking watch them. That's just the way we do it here. So as always, I'd like to thank you once again and bid you adieu on joining me for another week of debauchery where we make you take a second look at what you just watched on Lost Aux Media. Goodbye.
Tell you never mind. Yeah, that girl look good. Yeah, I know she fine, but it's a trap.